All right. So, howdy, guys, gals, and non-binary pals to a very belated episode of the Bandana Brigade broadcast. This is episode 7. The last episode was recorded, I think, May 3rd. It's been a hot minute for sure. But we got a fun cast for y'all. We got 2 people returning, one person who's new. Cyanize, the episode you were on, was Zerosoul there too, or have y'all not done an episode together?
No, I think it was Ruby. I forgot who the other person was. I know it was Ruby though.
Okay. So, yep. Cyanize is the second episode. I think it's Zerp's third.
Oh, yeah. Dang.
Should be my third or fourth.
Man, he's like on half the episodes. That's crazy, bro. That's fucking nutty. But yeah. This is, it's been a while. A lot of things have happened. But before we get into the actual podcast and everything going on, I'm going to introduce everyone really quick. Let them say a thing about themselves or an introduction or absolutely embarrass me on my own Twitch.tv channel. By the way, this is live. If you're listening on, shout out, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Overcast, if you listen on whatever podcast service you listen to, we're there. Bandana Brigade broadcast. All currently 7 episodes are on pretty much all podcasting apps. So yeah, make sure you follow and all that shit. I don't know what the podcasting fucking advertisement words are like it is on YouTube. But for those that are watching live, howdy. We have a chat for the first time, so people who say stuff, we might respond to it. If we bring up points that we forget, we might mention it in the podcast. So we appreciate everyone who is interacting with the chat. But I have put it off long enough. Let me introduce everyone. First, we have the Frog Fire Emblem Simp Man, Cyanize.
Howdy, it is I, Cyanize. I actually recently hit 500 subscribers on YouTube, so that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, second time being here, so I'm really excited. And yeah, once again, really excited, and I can't wait to do this.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie, Cyanize. I thought I was subscribed to you, and I saw that you someone posted your 500 subscriber live stream you were doing, and I was like, wait, I'm not subscribed to Cyanize? Shit. So I think I subscribed when you were at like 494. So
hey, you can say
I helped you a little bit.
You were subscribed before 500, so there you go.
Hey, yeah, I'm the pre-500. Remember me when you're big at 600, okay? Don't forget who put you there.
All right, I will.
All right, so newcomer to the podcast, we have the RaccaFlacca.
Yo, what up? It's your boy, Mr. Push to Talk, Mr. 11 followers on Twitch. RaccaFlacca here. Nice to be here. Nice to see you, Zach. Good to be on.
Oh man, yeah. So Racca and I go pretty far back. We met on a Pokemon website like January of 2014. So I figured for the Pokemon episode, I should have his dumbass on here to talk about Pokemon stuff. And then
I do like the mods.
last and definitely least, we have the Onion Fairy Appreciationist. The one who appreciates the worst Togetic Pokemon in the line. Easily the worst Pokemon in the line. Which is Togetic. I mean, listen. Togetic, it's a literal tick, bro. Like, ticks fucking suck your blood and are annoying, you know? But Togepi? Dude, chicks love piss. And Togekiss, you love to get kisses. Yeah, Zerosoul. That was a really fucking long intro.
Okay, Jiggly, you told me you didn't want anyone to embarrass you, but you embarrassed yourself.
Dude, listen, Togepi is so cool because P is something I do every day, and like, wow, hashtag relatable, Togepi, right? And then you got Togekiss. Togekiss, yo, Togekiss is so cool, like fucking airplane noom, like airplanes in the night skies are like shooting stars, B.O.B., you know? I love Togekiss. Togetic is just, you know, fat head, kind of ugly. The wings are tiny. How does that bitch even fly?
He doesn't actually need the wings to fly, but I'll get into that later.
What? Wait, no. Get into it now.
Psychic magic.
No. Anyway, so introduction.
Wait, is this somehow related to the Wario apparition shit you're gonna try to fucking shove into this podcast?
Oh my god. Anyway, I'm Zerosoul. I also go by Zerp. I like writing stuff, and normally I describe myself as a competitive Jigglypuff player, except I unfortunately don't have a Switch, and I haven't been able to play for 2 months, so I'm a little bit upset about that. Not gonna lie.
Just buy like a new $700 Switch on eBay. Forehead.
I don't
Not
like
that
flying.
sad.
And anyway, about this flying stuff, yeah, apparently according to I forgot it's the Pokedex or anime, but like one of them said it doesn't need its wings to fly; it just can float magically. Why it has the wings, I don't know. You're welcome.
God damn.
I know. You're expecting to be Wario apparition.
I don't know if you know, but someone redeemed a hydrate and push-ups
Oh,
and sit-ups.
fuck!
If you want to do that.
Glitchy, don't spend those! Don't! I need to turn those off! I literally did just hydrate. Dude, I'm gonna fucking... normally it's supposed to be 5 push-ups or sit-ups. Okay, listen, I'm gonna do it once, right now. I expect y'all to never redeem this ever again. Am I about to turn on this webcam to
He
prove it?
redeemed another
Am I
hydrate.
gonna turn on the webcam so people can... Push-up cam? Here, let me fucking bring up my green screen.
Y'all need to stop redeeming hydrates.
Alright, listen. I can't go to the bathroom to get to hydrate more. So once this water bottle runs out, I'm done. Y'all gotta stop redeeming hydrate. I forgot to put a chat box. I meant to put a chat box on the stream layout, and I forgot to add it. So, y'all just wasting your points.
Oh my god.
Y'all are just wasting your points. Okay, here, let me see. Is this the right one? Are y'all looking at my legs now? Y'all are looking at my legs.
I don't even think there's
oh
that
my
much
god,
water
this
in the
cam
world.
isn't even laid out correctly. You see how dirty my room is? Alright, listen. I'm gonna do 5 push-ups. I'm doing 5 push-ups, and that's it, okay?
For chat, I'm drinking, so don't worry.
I'm gonna
watch.
do
There's
5
water being
push-ups, and that's gonna be it. Because we don't have time for me to be doing push-ups. This is a podcast, yo!
You could be doing
Imagine doing
push-ups for the entire
push-ups on a
podcast.
Alright, here we go. 5 push-ups. 1,
Push-up test.
2, 3, 4,
4,
5. Oh, there we
5.
go.
Hey.
Oh, there we
Congrats.
go. There's the 5. Let me turn this off. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Here we go. Here's the layout again. Alright, we're back. We're not doing any more push-ups. So if you redeem them, you're just wasting your points now, okay? That's it.
I wasted my points
No
too.
more
Don't worry.
hydrates.
Shittiest push-ups I've ever seen.
Man.
They went all the way down and all the way back up. Dude, apparently 22 hydrates were redeemed. This is fucking stupid. Okay.
You're welcome.
Live streaming this was a mistake. This is never gonna happen
Yeah.
ever again.
We haven't even started. It's been almost 10
All
minutes.
right,
in.
let's get going.
Alright, yeah. So, just because I mentioned it on the very first episode back like the first week of February. Holy shit, we've only done 7 episodes in 5 months. Sorry about that. Anyways, the first thing I mentioned was the coronavirus. And whether you guys thought it was gonna be a big deal, or whether anything was gonna happen with that. And now we're like in month 4 of quarantine. Or I guess it's, no, it is month 4. March, April, May, June. So, I just
nothing
wanna...
that serious.
I want to know how y'all doing with quarantine. Maybe Discord order, just so it's, somewhat sensible. Just how y'all doing with quarantine now? If you're getting back to normal life, if y'all doing all right. Yeah.
Honestly, for me, like aside from getting back to working and making money again, yeah, honestly, nothing's changed. I'm still enjoying myself. I'm enjoying not having any responsibilities with school and all that, and yeah, I'm relaxing. I'm able to be active on social medias too. And it's great. I know for others it's kind of hell, but for me at least, I'm enjoying my time. I'm taking advantage of it, and yeah, just got to make the best of it.
Gotcha.
All right, RaccaFlacca, how are you doing with the Rona?
Well, unfortunately, I made the mistake of, being a server in the service industry right now. So, I deal with people every day. So I'm very much out there. I'm very much exposed. It's crazy because right now the place I live at, we're having like a hotspot. I live in a personal hotspot, and people just walk around, no masks, interacting with each other.
Why do people do that? It's
Well, it's because like down here at least, people they don't think it's a hoax, but they think the media definitely overplays it, and therefore they go about their normal lives. But a lot of people I know, like personal friends of mine, have become like infected for sure. It's kind of it's everywhere, bro. It's rough. Like I can only do what I can to keep me and my boys safe.
All right,
Yeah.
Zerp, how are you doing with the Rona currently?
I mean, you guys probably hear me coughing, but no, I don't have it. But anyway,
Zerp has virus.
I've literally only left the house 4 times since the whole quarantine period has begun. Twice for errands, with mask, of course, and twice for family-related things. But yeah,
Man.
and I haven't seen, like, literally only seen my grandparents once throughout this whole time, and my, my father and brother twice during the whole, 4-month period.
Yeah,
Half of this, though, I do need to point out, half this, though, is because I'm trying to sell the house currently, so I've been doing, 10 trillion errands and, renovation, and, it's been a bit crazy.
I hear you. Yeah, for me, man, I mentioned it before we started, but I live on my own now. I've been living on my own for a little over a year. So but my mom and my siblings and all my family, they're only like a 5 to 10 minute drive away. But literally since mid-March, I've seen my mom once. And even then, I probably wasn't supposed to go over to her house, but it was Mother's Day. So I fully hazmat suited, had gloves on, I had a mask on, I had boots, I had rain pants on, I had my coat on. All you could see was barely tiny slits of my eyes. I hazmated up. And I came in with a really expensive vase of flowers and brought it to her. And apparently, when I showed up, my siblings forgot that it was Mother's Day, so they wouldn't have even known if I didn't show up. Which, to be fair, during the coronavirus, they've already been in their rooms for 2 months, staying at the house. How are they supposed to know what fucking day it is? So yeah, no. So yeah, luckily I made my mom cry. She was all excited, happy to see me. But that's the only time I've seen my mom in the last 4 months, which kind of sucks.
That's rough.
But. And my siblings. The only time I saw my siblings was they went, "Oh, it's Mother's Day? That's crazy. Hey, good to see you."
I would forgot
about living away
I
from
mean,
home.
it's not entirely bad for me because, I still live with my mother. She's still there. For example, on Mother's Day, I could still go outside because I live in a very rural area. What I mean is, I haven't left the house, more than 4 times, as in my little area, I go out to, the little woods right next to it. So I picked flowers for her on Mother's Day, Is it gonna go to the store?
So
Although
cute.
I am a little bit scared of getting the virus because, well, a little is an understatement. It's because, my grandfather's really, how do I put it? He's very weak right now, to put it nicely. And I also have, a super weak immune system myself. So, if I get it, despite being young, I'm actually, at risk of dying if I get it. So I'm kind of, terrified of that. But yeah. No
As
use
an
dwelling on
extreme
it, though.
asthmatic, I completely sympathize with that.
Yeah, I was about
So
to
the
say,
fact that-
Yeah, I also have asthma.
Rocca's kind of in the same boat. I know that. I know I've always had a killer immune system. Okay, that sounds like a flex,
I'm different.
but
Not me. I'm different.
I had the swine flu and I was sick for a day and a half, and the doctors assumed I didn't have swine flu, and I went back to school on the 3rd day, and then they called back 2 days later saying I had to be pulled out of school for another week and a half.
You got the entire school sick, you monster.
Hell yeah, bro. But the main reason I really want to avoid it, of course, is because one, my girlfriend lives here, and I don't want to make her sick because she's not as strong and cool as I am. But also, I want to see my family. I got 2 baby siblings who are younger than 2 years old. It's mostly me. The reason I'm trying to be safe is to make sure others don't get infected. It's not really a big deal for me, which I think is a big problem with a lot of people in this country. They go, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm different. I'm not gonna be bothered." Yeah. And they don't take the time to try to address that other people need to be taken care of. But, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, fucker, if you're listening to this, wear a goddamn motherfucking mask. All right, cool.
Yes, please, thank you.
there's my
a bit more nice,
Oh, man. All right. So, I was about to say, I don't know about all of you, but I literally already do know about all of you. But I've been playing competitive Pokemon again.
Nice.
I should have a soundboard because that should have been a bunch of boo. Whoa.
Yeah.
Fair and balanced game. It's fair and balanced.
It is.
Yeah.
I totally did not lose all of my games today because of RNG. I actually did, but I could complain about that, and some kid on Smogon would be like, "Yeah, that's right. Pokemon sucks."
Yeah, I definitely have some feelings on Pokemon as a competitive game. Like in all seriousness, like I think that a lot of you can say that hacks is a big part of the game, which it is in the actual gameplay. But I think what goes unnoticed for a lot of Pokemon, like good teams basically.
You cut off.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm stuttering right now. But one thing that makes a good Pokemon player is their ability to team build, and I feel like that's where a majority of Pokemon skill actually comes from. So like the most important turn in a game, because if you guys don't play, I'm sure most of you guys have played Pokemon, but in each turn, you refer to as like the number turn. So the most important turn in a battle is actually turn 0, which refers to team preview when you choose your leads.
Yeah.
And in VGC, I don't know. I assume Zach's been playing VGC, but that's my primary format is VGC. And I know that with you only bringing 4 Pokemon in a pick have 6, bring 4 format, team building and like your choice of leads can really determine like the momentum of the match. And in my opinion, like that's where a lot of the skill is being able to identify threats, identify constant team builds, and being able to adapt your playstyle to fit the archetype that you see in front of you.
Yeah.
But then you get crit 6 times and it's over.
I do have to say though, like I am not good at Pokemon. I want to preface that immediately. I am pretty new to it. I've been trying to play a bit. Been playing a lot of like Gen 3 OU and Gen 8 underused. Also 1v1s, but who cares? And I've been finding it a lot of fun, but like the main thing I've noticed that like people seem to get very mad about is when they get like beaten by RNG, but like, that's part of a game. There's no use in getting mad about it, just accept it.
Yeah.
Like I've got frozen like 3 times in a row once, so I didn't like get upset over it at all because it's like, you know what, that just kind of happens. That's how RNG works. Sometimes it likes you, sometimes it hates you.
In a VGC format, because if any of you guys don't know, the competitive format for VGC, like the actual Pokemon, is played best of 3 instead of best of 1, like a lot of ladders do. So like on the online ladder, you do best of 1. On the showdown ladder, the simulator, it's best of 1. But when you actually go to compete, it's usually best of 3. Gotcha. And in my opinion, if you if you manage to get hacked out for more than 1 game, like if you get super hacked out 2 games, like at that point, having that luck is a skill.
Oh man. Man, I showed it to Racca, but I had a dude on Showdown fucking blow up on me a week ago, talking about how bullshit competitive Pokemon is, how it'll never be a good game, how it's all people who make gimmicky teams, and that you can't be good without having to play like shit. Okay. And basically, he told me there was no actual skill, and then I like explained it to him. I was like, if there's no actual skill, then like the same 10 people who are always at the top at Worlds wouldn't be at the top every year.
Yeah. And then skill is a very subjective thing. Where like when people say that, like they might mean like a certain thing, but it's also like what skill really boils down to, like in any game, is just being able to consistently win. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, this character in Smash takes more skill than others, but, like, if you're not winning with them, are you really more skilled? Not really, no.
Most definitely, and I would say that when it comes to that, it's really weird because you wouldn't think that, Pokemon's such a luck-based game and there's so many different factors that it would be very difficult to be consistent. But if we look at people who have contested at Worlds, and for those of you that don't know, Worlds is like the biggest tournament in Pokemon where people fly out to compete. It's basically the best of the best. Like you've accumulated all these points because you compete at tournaments throughout the year, the competitive year. And once you've accumulated enough points, you get an invite to the biggest tournament with all the best players. And those people that top cut, usually it's like the same 6 people. It's very rare that we get a lot of newcomers in VGC that top cut. So there's something to be said about Pokemon as a team building game, because we can see that the most consistent players are the most consistent team builders. So that's what a lot of my mentality comes from, just looking at the past and the way like I see the meta adapting, and I see like new players rise up. It's because of their ability to team build and their ability to adapt to each situation.
Yeah, I'm not very familiar with VGC, but I want to get into it because it looks fun. It sounds fun, and I like hearing Jiggly rage about it when we play together.
All I'm gonna say is, I mean, Rocco's heard me talk about it for the last like week and a half. Dowblade, hella underrated.
Yeah.
Rocco, what are your real thoughts every time you read me say some stupid shit about how Dowblade is the second coming of Jesus Christ?
I mean, I don't knock you because I mean, you're making it work and you're making it, you're winning. That's the best you can say. It's really hard to knock because when you look at Doughblade, it's an Eviolite user. It's a pretty heavy hitter. It gets sword stance. It has a lot of stuff that it can do, but it's got. The thing is like whatever you establish to do, whatever you try to do with Doughblade, that's like you make it your own. And so if there's nothing that does that job that does Double's job better, then by all means like go ahead and use it. Even if there is like technically a better thing, like I think Double has some very niche things that make it special. And that's the cool thing about VGC is that you don't have to rely on just one Pokemon. You can rely on your partner. So if you have a good coverage for Double, and Double is supporting your team in the long run, it's super easy. It's not super easy, but you can definitely make it work.
All I'm gonna say is almost everything you just said about Doublade is what I said about Masquerain 5-6 years ago, and all of you ridiculed me.
Masquerade is very bad.
I didn't.
Masquerain is
I didn't play back then, but I'm gonna assume they suck.
Masquerain is so good. I can't believe y'all would try to say Masquerain is bad.
It's just like if I were to say Togetic is good competitively when they're obviously not. But
oh well. All right. So so we had 2 Pokemon presentations since the last Bandana Brigade broadcast.
yeah,
A lot's happened
I
since the
want
last
to
one.
say
But
one Pokemon presentation and then like a second one, but Tencent paid them to do.
oh my god. Okay.
Well, I think what's interesting
Howdy,
about
I'm
that is that the way that
Video.
Tencent showed off Pokemon Unite, the way they did it is very similar to the way that they've announced games at Pokemon Worlds before.
Yeah.
So I think they went to announce it at Worlds this year, but since Worlds was canceled, they thought why
Yeah, that
not
makes sense.
have it have its own trailer. Because it's definitely meant to be separate from something else. Because I think and we can get to
somebody
it
at the
later.
team who made Unite was like, "Yo, Pokemon, can you make an entire direct for our one game, please? It deserves it."
Well, I think it does, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
Before I lose track of it, the one thing I want to throw out there is I get why people were upset with it because they hyped it up. So like it's normal to feel a little upset when like we're like we got a big project and it's like one mobile game. What I'm confused by though is the people who are like everybody is like, wow, I wanted it to be a Sinnoh or Johto remake, but it's like let's think about this for a second. Would it be a good Sinnoh or Johto remake if you want it rushed in a year? Who knows?
Also,
I'm just saying you might not want to rush it. Give them time.
if they're gonna release Crown Tundra this year, they're not gonna have another Pokemon game this year. Like there's not gonna be another game.
And if they did have another one while they're working DLC, it'd be super rushed, and we all know that. So that's why I'm like, why do you guys want them to announce another remake during this when like it'd be like super bare bones?
I do
Yeah,
think
I didn't expect anything too huge, but at the same time though, first off, Crown Tundra's coming out pretty soon, and second off, like why are they already gonna announce another mainline game this soon? But Unite, that's huge.
Okay, just
Honestly,
a second. One thing I do want to mention really quick is you guys got to remember the way they specifically framed the DLC is they said it served as a replacement for the third title.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't. I mean, it's not just they basically said that. They straight out said normally we do a third version or a sequel version, kind of. They didn't mention Black and White 2. They more so meant Platinum, Emerald, and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. They said this was a replacement for that. So they are doing this as their Pokemon game for this year. There is there is no way they would release another game this year because they've already framed it as this being the new Pokemon game for the year.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know about anybody else, but one thing that needs to be taken into serious consideration right now, and I don't know how big it is for any other people, but I can only speak for me. But one thing that's very present in, we got, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire in 2014. That was like the last big generation remake, and then we came back to Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and they developed like a pattern of like new game, third game remakes, new game, third game remakes, stuff like that. I don't know about anybody else. I have severe remake fatigue right now. Like, I'm not against fatigue. I'm not against remakes as a whole, but I think the way the Pokemon Company is doing it, like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, if we want to talk about it and look at it in a specific light, like I won't get too deep into this because it's like a whole tangent, but those games are very bare bones with a lot of fluff content added on the end. Because that game is very soulless and very empty, and I would not want to revisit, because personally, Sinnoh is one of my favorite generations. It was the game that started my obsession with Pokemon. So to see that game be broken down into something bare bones and dry like that would be very like heartbreaking for me. So I'm very good if they want to take their time and wait for the, more nostalgia to build. I'm all for it. But it's like I don't think I could bear to see another half-hearted attempt at a Pokemon game right
kind
now.
of what I was trying to say with the whole like, why do people want this right now? Because basically, like, I'm just gonna not beat around bush, maybe butcher it if it were to come out this year. Like, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, like the remake of a Pokemon game I'm most excited for right now is the Inevitable Explorers of Sky remake, because that's developed by Game Freak. That's the only reason I'm.
But what if Game Freak remakes it though? Like, what are you gonna do then?
Speaking
Try, but
speaking of Pokemon games not made by Game Freak,
hold up! I have a whole thing for this.
That Pokemon Snap trailer though.
Just have Bandai Namco make every game from now on. They actually know what they're doing.
Oh, I was jumping up and down. I'm so excited. Like, Pokemon Snap is my favorite spin-off game ever.
I didn't care that much until I saw how it looked, and then I'm like, oh my god, they actually care.
Wait, Dylan. Have you played the original Mystery Dungeon and Mystery Dungeon Explorers?
I have not only played it, I have completed them. I have pretty much seen every single legendary in those games, befriended every single legendary in those games. I have thousands and thousands of hours into those games. And if they remake Explorers of Sky like they remade Blue and Red Rescue Team, don't release it. Do not release that game. That game was very frustrating, and it was very, like, the amount of RNG that the Pokemon Company likes to instill into their games, whether or not, no matter who's freaking like developing the game, the miss mechanic in Rescue Team Deluxe was god awful. The fact that you miss like at least 1 out of 5 moves in the dungeon is infuriating.
Yeah, really.
Okay.
Remake, but again, I don't have a Switch right now. It's kind of hard for me to play things. But
Okay, so you're saying you played the 2 best mystery dungeons of all time. Did you play Conquest?
No, I've always
Emblem
wanted to play
Pokemon.
Conquest, unfortunately.
Okay. See, all right. Maybe you can be let off the hook. So I was about to say, if you play the 2 best mystery dungeons and you played Conquest, and you still said that Pokemon Snap was the best, don't you love XD and Coliseum are also spin-offs. Are you saying Snap?
I get it. I'm not saying that they're not great games. And there's reasoning behind it. It's not the gameplay. It's not just the mechanics of it. It's a whole thing. When it comes to Pokemon, my favorite thing about Pokemon is the world and all the Pokemon. The thing that makes Pokemon interesting is the Pokemon. So to go into Snap, it's a very small game. Like, you can literally complete it in like 4 hours. It doesn't take long to beat. But when you go out and you see, like, you're basically entering their world. Like, you're not doing like the, go and enslave all these monsters and make them fight each other to gain experience and, enforce your will upon these small creatures. You're literally just going out, you're seeing them, interact with one another and interact with the world around them. And that is always the stuff that I find most fascinating about Pokemon games. That's what makes overworld Pokemon so interesting to me, and that's what makes the Pokemon anime interesting to me. Pokemon wouldn't be anything without the characters that it's that you see in there.
Agreed.
So, like, when I see a Poliwag, like, poke his little head up in the water, and you're telling me I can just throw a little ball at him and see, like, what happens? Like, that's probably my favorite experience, like, in Pokemon. Now, I love a good story, but when it comes to just, interacting with the world, through gameplay, I think Pokemon Snap is unique in that aspect. There's a reason it's like a cult classic game.
So
Gotcha.
one thing I do want to speak on is
Jiggly,
oh what?
Just to throw this out there, but I hope you realize that people can like things more than others.
Nope,
Thank you.
nope,
Like,
I don't realize that. My
Super
eyes
Mario
are closed.
Sunshine,
My eyes are closed. My eyes are closed, and I cannot hear. My eyes are closed. I do not hear you.
All right.
Everyone has to like what I like, and everyone has to not like what I don't like. Do you understand?
I understand Smash community.
Not me, I'm different.
Black Clover good.
So yeah, about that, I kind of hope it's. I don't know if y'all heard, but Punch Out last year they just found a new tell in Punch Out for Mike Tyson, like a new tell in the crowd to beat Mike Tyson. And in the way that there are little secrets still being found nowadays in Punch Out, I hope they do that with Snap. Now that they're on a new console that is able to do a lot more than 64 ever could, I hope that they put in so many secrets of different ways to activate Pokemon to do certain activities or to make Pokemon move in certain ways that we're still finding new stuff like a year or 2 years from now.
And that's the thing that's very scary about modern Pokemon. And this is, I don't know if we want to get into this right now, but Pokemon's mainly directed at kids. It's always been directed at kids.
Mm-hmm.
But the big move in the video game industry right now is definitely making things more accessible and more, I don't want to say hand-holdy, because not all games are hand-holdy. You still have games that come out that are, you have a tutorial, like, I don't consider that hand-holding, and then they just let you be. But the thing about Pokemon games is that Pokemon hasn't been able to let go recently. Ironically.
Let's go to
what? I'm telling you, Pikachu and Eevee were really good at that. I promised you. Like, they really made a game about that recently.
I agree.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, but no, I think actually you say that, but I think as far as hand holding goes, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee was not that bad. Like, you had a few cutscenes where you interacted with your rival, and then Elite Four members. But other than that, the cutscenes served to help tell the story of first gen, which I'm okay with. It wasn't like stopping you every 10 seconds, like Sun and Moon. I don't know if you guys have played Sun and Moon recently. I cannot finish a playthrough.
Yeah,
because it's always like, hey, go over here. Like, okay, in Sword and Shield, I'm trying to like speed run through Shield so I can get to the DLC area right now. So,
but don't you just need to go to the wild area for that though?
You can. I mean, the battles don't really take that long. No matter what you do, it's super easy to overlevel. But I'm telling you, that game is like 3 hours of cutscenes as well, and I think it doesn't get talked about enough, because let's say the first time you enter what's the city? Your first major time after exiting the wild area. First thing you do is you go up and you're going into the stadium, and you're going to see all the gym leaders introduce themselves. And so it's the night before, and it says, hey, do you want, like, go to your hotel and we'll call you in the morning. So you walk out of the building, and this guy's like, hey, I thought you could use a hand getting to your hotel. And then he walks off, so you follow him. He's not even a full screen away before he stops you and says, hey, here's the hotel.
The hotel is right here.
In case you didn't know. But the thing about how that involves with Pokemon Snap is, I don't know if Pokemon Snap will have as many secrets because they won't be as accessible to children. And I know developers right now, they take pride in what they do. Like, the video game industry is booming with people who love what they do right now. And those who are forced to work, but anyway. But they want people to be able to experience their game in as many ways as possible. Like, they want people to keep playing their game, and having secrets is a great way to do that. But I think in the modern age of the internet, not only is it possible to spoil it, it's also, too convenient. But I think spoilers play a bigger part than anything.
Yeah.
And that's just my biggest fear personally for Pokemon Snap, is that I want to experience it by myself. Like, I am definitely going in blind on Twitter. I'm muting any words involving Snap for sure. I'm like literally hiding anything I see pictures of it. Like, I don't want to see anybody's pictures. I don't want to see anything about the game. Like, that is.
Whoa, guys! Fighter number 7 Snap leaked.
Man, but Racca, if you block the word Snap, how are you gonna see my OnlyFans Snapchat leaks on your timeline?
Oh god.
You don't think I have notifications turned on in the app? That's
Oh, okay.
crazy.
Okay. Never
Nah,
mind. You're
you're
good.
different.
All right. Cool. You're good. All right. But okay. So Isle of Armor came out. The only ones that have played it are me, Rocca, and Cyanize. I just kind of want to go through and just give your rating on it. Just give your basic impressions. I don't want to go too far into it for those who haven't played it yet, but just basic impressions overall. If you want to give it a 1 to 10, sure. But yeah, Cyanize.
Say if you want to play it, only played Sword because that's Clara and it doesn't have Avery. So be sure you're using the Sword version, not the Shield version.
Clara.
Dog,
Oh
she's
God.
she's like fucking 13, bro. Chill.
No, it's not that.
I'm
It's
telling
definitely
you.
She's definitely over
interesting,
18.
though.
She
She has a
knows,
good
she knows what
theme.
she's doing. Look at
She
her
has
hips.
cool expressions, a good theme, and isn't Avery. You know, if you're not Avery, you're already better. You know.
Man, B. Waddle Don says Avery over Clara. Clara
What?
fans are just horny, and he's right.
And
Look,
Okay,
man, I still
that
over
said-
a
that
Fire
said-
Emblem waifu. I am anything but horny.
That said, I couldn't care. Wait, what?
What?
Repeat that, Cyanize.
Wait, what did you say?
What?
I
Run
simp
that
over a
back
Fire
one more
Emblem
time.
waifu. I simp over a Fire Emblem waifu.
I'm pretty sure that makes you the most horny, dog.
Hell yeah.
Oh no.
my God,
Anyways.
you need to pet them. Come on, the games know what they do. Okay. Look, all I'm saying, you can't see me, but I'm rubbing my hands together right now, very evilly.
Nice.
I'm a Clara fan. Like, I have her shirt in game. Like, I literally wear the crown that they give you for completing the Pokedex because I am King Simp. I am King Clara.
I'm not an incel. My friends call me King, see?
Like
Oh
my
my
search
God.
history, I won't talk about it, but
Oh no.
there's some stuff in there.
Oh my god. It's all this
All of
wholesome
age.
Clara fan art.
Yeah.
Dog, I
No,
still
but,
think
like,
it's really fucking weird that you can get shirts of characters in game. Like, how would you feel if some person you met and you would like, I don't know what an equivalent to Pokemon battling is, but you talked to like twice, just randomly started showing up and wearing a shirt with your face on it, dog. Like, that makes me super uncomfortable thinking about the context.
Okay, this is slightly off topic, but on the topic of that, when I was at my house, well, rather my brother's house, and we were playing Animal Crossing, right? He showed me his house, and it made me think about my question because he had a completely normal house, but then his basement was like the scary dungeon with like 10,000 pictures of like a couple Animal Crossing kids. Like, dude, do you invite these characters over to your house? What do you think they think of this? Imagine going to like a house and then like your face like plastered on the wall everywhere. Like, wouldn't that be kind of crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Press
Alright.
1 to simp for Clara.
Nope,
Oh,
we're not gonna talk about Clara Simpson in the chat, alright,
Oh
bro?
no, I was just reading what RaccaFlacca
Nope.
said.
Rocca hasn't said shit in the chat. We're gonna ignore all that. Alright, Crown. Okay,
Racca
so
starts gaming one now.
sorry, not Crown Tundra. Isle of Armor. I liked it enough. It was okay. I liked seeing the new Pokemon. I don't know about you guys. I think Dylan said he did. I started over. I pretty much put all my Pokemon in the box once I got my Slowpoke.
I did too.
And I just started over with a new team. My Slowpoke. I still don't know how you evolve Slowpoke in this game.
So you need to pick up I don't know how you pronounce it. It's like Glacia twigs or whatever on the
And there's like
Oh.
a chick on an island.
You
Okay.
get 8 of them, and then you go to this trainer on a different island on the Isle of Armor, and you'll trade them in for a I forgot what it was.
It's like a band, like some kind of band, Galarica band or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and you give that item to him, and then he'll just evolve.
It's like a water stone, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
Cool. So I'm assuming there's gonna be an item equivalent in the Crown Tundra to,
For sure,
give you
yeah.
Slowking.
It's actually in the source code for the Crown Tundra, so it's gonna function the same, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Are they gonna use the bands and then just combine those into a new item, or
I have no idea. That remains to be seen.
because that would be cool, actually. I don't know.
So is base Slowpoke just poison or just psychic?
Psychic.
Psychic.
Just psychic.
Yeah,
okay.
just psychic.
But he gets poison moves. That's how we knew it was probably going to be poison type.
Okay. Because I just realized that one of them, one of the rivals was a psychic type, and one of the rivals was a poison type chick. Clara and Avery.
Clara doesn't get poison until like the last battle with her when she actually has the Slowbro.
But I'm just saying the two rivals are each of one of Slowbro's types, and I'm wondering if they're gonna follow that with, because Slow King is definitely gonna be a different type, right? Like I feel like he has to be a different type.
For sure, yeah. He'll probably. I want to say he'll keep Psychic. Actually, no, he has to because Slowpoke.
I mean, he doesn't necessarily have to.
I don't agree with that because like it's not like Slow King is a different type than the other two.
Yeah, but you gotta remember it's DLC. So I
understand. I personally don't see it happening.
I think Pokemon would want to push it as being a new Pokemon, different types, new experience. I think is a big thing.
The only thing I could see working for that is Water Dark, just because I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but that image of him that's like super blurred out, but we can't really see. He looks kind of menacing. Like surprising.
Yeah, he has a shell over his head.
It might be.
So
also bring back Mega Slowbro. That was the best Pokemon ever.
I do think they're gonna bring Megas back in Gen 4, but that's a conversation for a different time.
Yeah.
So one of the
Gen 4. I know that's not what he meant, but
so you got Slowpoke right away if you pre-order the DLC, right?
No, you guys. There was actually a free update. You can just catch the Slowbro, and yeah, that was it. That was the entirety of it.
Even if you didn't have the DLC, you got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But the only way you can evolve it is by having the DLC, which again brings me to the point. It is the only Galarian form that we've gotten for the DLC, and I feel like it's so free that they're gonna try to make it different to sell the new DLC, because you know that the DLC does not sell as well as a third version. People aren't buying the DLC as much as people who will buy the third version or the sequel version. It's just DLC isn't as common as a new Pokemon game. When little Timmy asked for the DLC, his parents were like, "Oh, buying something on the actual console?" Like, my parents were not involved with any internet stuff ever when I was a kid, where if it was something they could physically pick up in a store, you can ask grandma and grandpa and they can get it for you. Like, it doesn't sell as well, just point blank. When it comes to DLC versus a new game, it's not going to sell as well. So they are trying to push it, which is also another reason I think it's going to be a new type. That said, I am like 90% certain it's going to keep the Psychic type because the base form is pure Psychic. I feel like they'll try to keep that. I do think the second type's going to be new. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind for me would be Ice, because it takes place in a winter area. But that said, that's purely speculation. But I
also, there's a lot of things that can take it. A lot of ways they could take it.
Yeah. It depends on the theme. I do think if we have two new rivals, it could have to do with the rivals. Who knows?
I thought we only had Peony. I don't know how to say his name, but something with a P. Peony? He's like a hiker or whatever.
We have one of the rivals? What?
Yeah, I was in the trailer.
Well, he means like the minor guy that's hiking.
Yeah, he's a rival, or at least we think so.
Yeah. So fun thing about him, he's named Flower.
Well, they don't put him as like a rival. They don't really show him like being in a rival position. He's more of like a mentor and a guide.
We'll see.
That's how they hyped him up.
Okay. He's definitely going to be the main.
Can one of you guys
protagonist? But
can one of you guys link it? Oh, okay. So a hiker. I mean, that could mean. I normally think rock when I think hikers. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like psychic rock. Dude, imagine he has a fucking rock ass helmet. Dude,
well,
he's just gonna have a helmet. He's gonna have a helmet.
He does.
Dog, just tell him. I'm telling you, the hiker dude, he's got his black helmet on.
Here,
and the Slow King can have a helmet on it because they made the Slowbro related to the two rivals. They purposely made it so both people can use it. If they show this hiker dude, I wouldn't be surprised if the Slow King had to do with the hiker. That's gonna be my hot guess right now. Is it's gonna be Psychic Rock. And that's probably gonna be good because then the new special rock move that fucking no Pokemon can really use, the 2-turn, the Isle of Armor move. I forget what it's called. I don't know if anyone remembers the rock move that I added with Isle of Armor. But
yeah, I put a couple images of the guy in the chat.
Okay, thank you. I found his design. Oh, I didn't see these other screenshots. Cool. What's that on his head? What the fuck is that P on his head?
I don't know. It kind of looks like a Rotom form. I don't know why. Maybe that's just me.
Let me save this real quick. And I'm gonna flash this on screen. I mean, obviously, if you are just listening in post and you're not watching it on YouTube, you won't see this. But I'm gonna flash it real quick just so people know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Jiggly flashes on camera. Wow, it's so
stop!
inappropriate.
Stop! No! No!
Clip's ready. Get the clip.
Get the clip.
Get the clip.
Fuck. I don't even know where I saved it. But yeah, no, the weird P thing on his head, I have no idea what that is. And I'm wondering what that means for Crown Tundra.
Oh my god, everyone wants you to flash on stream now.
You didn't need to mention that. Stop.
Alright, I'm back.
Stop telling the people about what they
sleeping?
want. Yeah, you did. You came back to everyone wanting me to flash on stream.
What? No. Oh god.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, back to Crown Tundra. Yeah, so he should be the main guy of the
Alright.
Crown Tundra.
Yeah, so here, I'm pulling it up on stream right now, resizing and everything. He's got a weird little P on his hat with like the 4 white lines. I don't know what the fuck that is. Or here, let me like super zoom so you can see the P.
penis.
Stop! TOS, bro. We're on Twitch right now. I don't even have monetization anymore, but YouTube's still gonna demonetize my video. So yeah, I don't know what that P is. I don't know what that's gonna have to do with anything. It could be a Rotom form. Oh wait. Is that supposed to be a whistle? Is that supposed to be a whistle?
Kind of does.
You know,
It
no,
looks like a tape measure.
No, whistle on a string?
It's Galarian Unknown, obviously.
Oh
Now
my
we're gonna
fucking
new
god.
types of hidden
Legit?
power are even worse.
No.
for
But hidden.
Unknown.
That's the thing. Hidden power
It'll
doesn't
only be
exist
for-
anymore.
It'll only be for Unknown, yeah. It'll be a new kind of hidden power, except now they all have one base power to make Unknown even better.
That's how it is. That's how it is right now.
Removed hidden power.
Yeah, but they got rid of hidden powers, so that was one thing that made me wonder. Maybe pretty much assume Unknown isn't coming back, so it could maybe be an Unknown.
obviously.
But to me,
Maybe this is how
It's a new kind of Unknown that only knows struggle because it doesn't get moves.
to me, I think it's supposed to be a P that stands for something, but to me it kind of looks like a whistle if you look at the bottom part where the little oh my god, how do I say this? The little round metal orbs hang out in, and then the bottom part is the part you actually blow into. And there's like a string coming out of the center of it. I don't know what the white lines would be, maybe like sound effects, but I don't know. That's the first thing I thought. But I don't know.
Also,
what the
it
P is.
looks to me more like it's like a P of an eyeball that's like an angry eyebrow.
I was very upset. That was like my first.
It's a
I was like, I don't know who hurt that.
Okay.
P, but
Give me
That
just
Unknown is very mad.
hear me out. Does it not look like a Richard Scary character?
It does. I guess, yeah.
It looks like the Richard Scary caterpillar, bro. Looks like his evil cousin. All 2 people in the chat who know who Richard Scary are agreeing with me.
Chat would know what this is.
Oh my god. Anyway, we spent a long time on that stupid dude. The dude is gonna be in the game. He's gonna have the new slow king, and it's gonna be Psychic Rock. You heard it here first. There's gonna be a third Pokemon who can use Power Gem besides Diancie, Carbink. Yeah. Oh, I guess Minior.
And its ability instantly sets up, Stealth Rock, because why not?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that'd be so dumb.
and when you have Meteor Beam, dog.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Meteor Beam. That's the move. Yes. So that's one of the reasons I think it could also be Rock, is it would give another Pokemon that can actually use that move effectively.
Yeah. There's also this theory going around that Peony might be related to Shaman Rose because they look the same.
They also have like similar names like peony, rose, like both kinds of flowers.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
There's like more similar.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
yeah.
Dog, it's been like 3 minutes and everyone's still asking me to flash on stream. I'm not showing nipple, bro. Sorry, that's it.
That's an Alinity exclusive thing.
Oh my god, we're not gonna get into that. we're gonna leave that be. No Alinity, no Dr. Disrespect talk, none of that. We're gonna move on. So Pokemon Unite, huh? That was a game that was showing off last Wednesday.
Yeah. Didn't we already discuss that?
Not really. We skirted around it a little bit.
We didn't discuss the actual gameplay that we saw.
Yeah.
Okay. League of Legends, but Pokemon. Yeah, end of story.
Have any of you guys played League or Dota 2 at all? Do you guys have any experience?
No, I
played a very small amount of
I
League.
actually wanted to bring it up though because since I haven't, I'm actually kind of interested in playing Babby's first, Dota / League of Legends in the Farm Fest game. But only if and after we get confirmation that Tencent is going to try stealing my data by playing it, because I don't trust them. I kind of need more people to play it first to see if that's true.
I will volunteer because I am actually very interested in Pokemon Unite, which is crazy because I was one of the main ones disappointed. I think we were all a little disappointed.
I wasn't.
I was not really.
I was just disappointed that I had to wake up at that time only to see a MOBA.
Yeah, for sure.
If it was in the same direct, I would have been not mad, of course, but yeah, just a lot more happier.
I was in voice call with Racca when the reveal was gonna happen. I accidentally slept through my alarm and literally shut up 45 seconds before it started. But the first thing I said is I think it's gonna be the Tencent game. And once I pretty much settled on it being the Tencent Pokemon game that we've already knew was in the works, I pretty much didn't have super high hopes because it's Tencent.
Yeah.
I didn't want to assume it's a MOBA, even though Arena of Valor is the big game that they're known for. But yeah. I pretty much just settled on it being the Tencent game. That probably wouldn't interest me too much. But I'm excited to play it. To try to learn a MOBA. The main thing, my main problem is it's not on PC. I wish there was a PC port.
That would be annoying, yeah. I mean, I'll try it out because it's free, but I'm pretty sure I won't stick with it for long.
My big thing, I'm going in because I've never I played like a couple games of League in my day, but like I've never really stuck to it. I couldn't tell you what's going on in it. I couldn't tell you the roles or anything. But I think the biggest thing was lack of interest in the characters and stuff like that, which apparently it's got like a lot of lore and it's very interesting, but it's just not for me. I learned that a long time ago. But to see that kind of a concept but made with something that I enjoy, it gets me more interested in the genre as a whole.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna try it out just to try out the gameplay, see the style, because I could very much enjoy the game and spend like 1,000 hours into it, like I did another spin-off game that definitely doesn't have 1,000 hours worth of content. But
just like Pokemon Brush Your Teeth, because that really motivates everyone to brush their teeth more.
It actually, okay, I have a story about that because I have a big brother. We can talk about that later. But as far as Pokemon Unite goes, like the core gameplay, it's very interesting to me. I like how the Pokemon evolve and grow stronger. I think that's a very interesting way to, level up your character and to get better.
Yeah.
As long as they don't do like a paywall in order to get new characters and exclusive things like that actually make a difference. Which, I mean, it's the Pokemon Company. A lot of the stuff that they do is cosmetic, but they're not above like, gacha mechanics like in Pokemon Masters.
Yeah.
So
I would love to gush on Pokemon Masters, but I won't because this isn't the stream's for.
I mean, you can if you want.
Let's not.
Yeah, play Masters. Watch my Masters video. It's so good, please. Yeah, all right, done promoting.
Masters is a game that could have been cool, but it has garbage gameplay, so it's not worth my time.
I want to say it's gotten better since then.
Oh, maybe it has. I haven't revisited the gameplay, but the gameplay turned me off so quick, unlike Fire Emblem Heroes, which, was Fire Emblem, but boiled down a bit and was actually interesting. But
yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Pokemon Masters.
I played Dokkan, I push bubble and it go pop, and then I win.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, I don't know. For some reason the gameplay reminded me of Xenoblade, except like it's like Xenoblade in the first 5 hours, but you never get to the good part of Xenoblade where the gameplay gets better.
I never thought of it that way, actually. Wow. Okay.
And that's what
Yeah, that's
Masters
one thing
reminds
that
me of.
turns. Oh, we're talking about Masters. I thought we were talking about Pokemon Unite, because the way
No.
MOBA is, like, from what I remember about League, is that you have like a little auto attack, like when you approach minions and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And that's like something that really turned me off, because I like something that's very, like
Interactive.
or interactive, exactly.
You can do
And
that
so,
with
like,
Masters.
yeah, I played a little bit of Masters. It's just not the game for me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Fair, yeah. Red's like the most broken sync pair in the game. Still waiting for counters on that one, but
Yeah. I do think the roster kind of fucking sucks. It's all Gen 1 Pokemon and then Talonflame. You might be saying, hey, Jiggly, there's Lucario. Lucario's Gen 1 at this point. That's all I have to say.
exactly. Yeah.
Lucario's
literally.
a Gen 1 Pokemon.
I may be biased towards Greninja, but no Greninja for real.
Greninja will probably soon be a Gen 1 Pokemon, maybe, but they haven't milked it like Lucario yet.
I mean, I'm pretty happy
yeah.
about Fable being there, but yeah, I get what you guys have said.
Man, I think it was a missed opportunity to not put Jigglypuff over Clefable, but I think they added Clefable as a second tank.
Yeah. Wow.
Dude, Jigglypuff, they could have actually like done sound moves and made her
I
sing
think
people to
the
go to
only-
sleep for utility and made her do sound moves.
I
Anyways,
think I know what we're doing, though. It's pretty obvious, but you notice how Gengar is right next to Clefable and the character selects. We're totally playing the whole Shadow Fury.
oh, that's
That's
interesting.
definitely-
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's
yeah,
fun.
they're
That's fun.
counterparts. Yeah, exactly.
That's cute. Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. I hope they have fun stuff to mess around with that. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
All I know is I heard Snorlax use yawn in the trailer, and I got VGC flashbacks. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
no.
was the same exact sound effect too. I remember hearing that and being like, "Oh, that's just the yawn sound effect."
If you ever
Yeah.
play against a yawn Togekiss, you'll never forget the sound, because you will be constantly switching out, and all you will hear is.
Just the same noise over and over. All right, I'm gonna
so-
play VGC and try that. That sounds
so
fun.
the roster off the top of my head is you have the 3 Kanto starters: Pikachu, Clefable, Gengar. You have Snorlax. You have Machamp. Am I forgetting any Gen 1? There's only 10 characters, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
just-
and then you have Lucario and Talonflame. Which
Yeah.
I still know why Talonflame was there. Like,
Smoke.
out of all the popular Pokemon, you could have picked Talonflame.
I literally think that
Brave bird.
Tencent just asked for statistics on most used Pokemon in game, and they got X and Y, and they probably got Gen 6 and Gen 7 stats for battling, and they're like, whoa, in this game where Talonflame was introduced, Talonflame was used in everything. Like, I literally think that might be part of the reason is they asked for
Okay, then.
statistics.
He better have Gale Wings in that.
Wait,
game
the lag.
for him.
They say the first 2 DLC characters gonna be Landorus, Fairy, and an Incineroar.
God.
Dude, I would actually be hyped for Landorus Therian. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
wow.
Shut
He would be so broken.
Oh, I hate
Wait.
you.
Sonic
What?
Dream
You
where
don't want
everything
Landorus
is evolved
Therian and Pokemon Unite?
That'd be so funny.
to-
All he does is he has a dash ability to go in and out really quick. They just call it U-turn, and all he does is he runs in, intimidates you, and runs out. That's the entire character. You can't fight. You can't fight at all. You can just run
Go
in
back
and out to
spawn.
intimidate.
Intimidate, U-turn, back to spawn. And does that the entire game.
They can make
Cat.
it a great hazard.
No, we need more Lando T. When Crowd Tundra comes out, Lando T gonna be roaming everywhere.
I'm pretty sure we're all like Pokemon that evolve or have like a pre-evolution for it to work. That's what I'm saying it won't work. But Incineroar makes sense because Litten. I always forget the middle stage's name.
Torcat.
Torcat, thank you. And then you got VGC Master himself, Incineroar.
Believe it or not, Incineroar was actually decent. I didn't realize that until I looked it up. But yeah, Incineroar was actually pretty good. In,
Yep.
What do you mean
Sword and
decent?
Shield.
Oh, yeah, okay. I thought you meant like in doubles. About to say he's not decent. He's amazing.
He's on every team in
The
Gen
thing
7.
about it, though, ironically, is that Incineroar is actually not as good as he used to be,
Yeah.
just because of the nerf to Intimidate overall.
Yeah.
Like, Intimidate got a
They
bunch
got
of
nerfed?
generation.
Yeah,
Wait,
inner
how do you get nerfed?
focus
I
and
never knew.
you go ahead and explain it, Rocka.
They went ahead and added a bunch of secondary effects to a lot of abilities in this game. Some of them are mostly like cosmetic overworld stuff. So like Flash Fire ups your encounter rate for fire type Pokemon. Static, no, Static's always done it, but Static will help you encounter electric types, stuff like that. Others have like new mechanics in battle, whereas I think abilities like Oblivious and Inner Focus no longer allow the Pokemon to be paralyzed, which is really good because a lot of Intimidators are weak to fire fighting types, and a lot of like Mammal Swine, one of the few things that can take on Landers, like in general, like not few, but one of the things that does take on Landers in general does have Oblivious, so a lot of Pokemon have recently gotten buffed. Not only that, they made sure to include a lot of Defiant users like Obstagoon in this game, as well as Bisharp and competitive like Milotic and now Clefable, Gothitelle, stuff like that. So Intimidate as a whole has really fallen off a bit, but it's still super good. Don't get me wrong; it's just not as viable as it used to be.
Yeah, no, I got what you meant.
They make it more situational, and they make it so you have to be a good player to use it, and you can't just spam it without getting punished.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's no longer just a win button.
When people use Clefable doubles, do they not just use Magic Guard only? Because like in singles, like you're always going to want to use Magic Guard. Is that not the case?
Isn't Clefairy more common?
Use Clefairy more commonly.
Yeah.
Because of its ability Friend Guard. What it is that's its hidden ability. So Friend Guard allows your ally to take less damage.
Yeah, it's 3/4 damage, right? Pretty sure it's 3/4.
Yeah, something like that.
I didn't know about that ability. That's crazy. That's good to know.
Yeah, the only reason I know about is because Jigglypuff has it. They suck still, but like, hey, they get Friend Guards. So hypothetically, if you want to make a bad team puff on it, you can do it. It can exist. You'll lose, but it'll exist. I wish Jigglypuff was better in competitive Pokemon.
Yeah, Wigglytuff actually top cut Worlds once. It was really interesting. Well,
man, Wigglytuff's voice in the anime has always bothered me. I have no idea why.
Wigglytuff is an ugly bitch!
I know you hate Wigglytuff.
I hate Wigglytuff. She's so ugly.
He just has this dumb voice. He's like, wait. No, I can't do it. My voice is too deep.
I can't hate Wigglytuff because whenever I think about them, I think of Mystery Dungeon. But
oh my God.
The character's amazing in that game. I love him.
All right.
He's so adorable.
So, anything else Pokemon, or should we get on to the meat?
I think Pokemon was the meat for today.
Pokemon meat is a...
Anyway, Min meat.
All right, so the Min reveal occurred, what, Monday?
Yeah, Monday.
Monday! It comes out tomorrow as of recording. When this is actually out to everyone, it's actually probably already going to be released, because it normally takes me a day to release
June
it all.
29th.
Yep. The
Japan,
30th in Japan, so it's not coming out in like 4 hours from now. Just so you guys know.
Yeah, I really wish it was tonight, but you know, it's fine. It's just another 24 hours.
I don't care because I don't have a Switch. Totally not salty.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Well, so just quick rundown. Did y'all expect Min? Did y'all expect something else? Like, what were your original thoughts compared to what got revealed?
I can literally pull up the exact Smashboards article where it said the character I expect the most are Min and Twintel. So yeah.
I expected Twintel. She had a thick booty for sure.
Man, okay, I know I wanted Helix and all, but like at the same time though, like knowing Nintendo, I just wanted them to get Biff or just some out of left field character, because yeah, like I'm okay with Min and all, but like wouldn't it have been more surprising and shocking if they just straight up been like, it was none of these characters. Like
it was Waluigi.
Oh yeah, you know
the mascot of ARMS too. Waluigi.
But like I don't know, just like anything, you know, just something to surprise everybody. But you know, Min was cool too. I'm not happy with all the porn I'm seeing on my timeline, but you know that's what you get, you know.
Holy shit! Do I just realize?
Two different people, my friend.
Do I just realized Min can do smash attacks while holding items?
Oh
Holy
god!
Fucking shit!
Oh god!
Dog.
Wait.
Oh.
You know,
Top tier.
Nothing about that being big, but what could she hypothetically hold Diddy Kong Banana while attacking at the same time?
No, that's what I'm saying.
No.
Yes. Yes.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I mean,
All
the
right,
problem with that is that
That might both punch.
Diddy has monkey flip, And literally, you can't attack vertically without dropping the banana or good times Z drop aerials. So you can honestly get in pretty quick. I think the one who would have main problem is Rob. I think he could steal gyro and just fucking run with it for a while.
Yeah. It's one of those things we're going to figure out when she gets released, because I feel like if you throw out the arm she's holding the item in, she'll just drop it automatically.
She will, but she can just use the other arm.
Could you imagine if she could take, like, Pac-Man's fruit and just laugh? Because, like, remember, what makes Pac-Man threatening is he can, like, force you to approach.
Yeah.
He can't force you to approach without the fruit. And who gets to force you to approach? Min Min.
So, yeah, for those that didn't notice it or didn't see it or didn't listen, whatever, her left arm, which is always the dragon, is her A inputs. Her A forward,
you can't change.
A back. It's always the dragon. Dragon is always A. The B button...
You can't change it ever. So,
no, you can't change the dragon. The B button, her up B is an actual up B, her down B switches arms, but when it comes to forward and back, that's all just smash attacks and tilts, just like the A button. It just uses her right arm, which is the arm that can either be the Ram, the dragon, or it can be the,
Megawatt.
The Megawatt, yep. And it can be any of those. So, what she most hypothetically can do is she'll probably hold items with her left arm, her A arm, and then she'll still be able to do her B attacks while holding an item. So she can hold an item with her left arm and use her right arm to attack, which probably if you're holding an item, you might want to use Ram since it's fast and also can hit above to camp out.
Yeah.
But yeah, with like Zerosoul said, with a character like Pac-Man, they could probably just hold on to the fruit and just do dumb shit with the Ram.
Yeah.
Which kind of toxic.
I know it would probably make her okay.
We're not out yet, so we don't know.
Yeah.
So we can't really tell how it works. Because, like, I haven't even seen enough to know, like, how laggy or lagless her aerial smash attacks are. Because that's what I'm most interested in. Is, like, typically what makes smash attacks kind of, like, like, not crazy is that, like, you're kind of stuck. Or not, like, you put an end lag, but if you're moving around during them, but she's actually fast enough because she's in the air, could you kind of, like, minimize the whole ending lag as an issue?
Yeah, for sure.
It makes me wonder, especially if the range. But yeah, like, I can't tell how practical that's going to be because, one, we don't have it. We can't really play with it yet. Although I really would like to see someone try, using her aerial smash attack while also grabbing ledge at the same time to see, like, how that functions, like, how fast her arm snaps back. Like, that's, like, the first thing I want to see labbed.
Yeah.
Which sucks because I can't lab the game because I don't have the game. I'm going to mention this a million times because I'm salty, but I don't have the game.
Yeah, that's true.
No, obviously, depending on the arm, Ram will come back faster, Megawatt slower than Dragon Medium.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like how they balance, like, the types of arms, though. Like,
I'm sorry, what?
I said, you're salty that you don't have the game. I'm salty because I have the game, and I'm just bad at
it. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
Grab has melee morph energy, said Lord of Last 6. I agree. It does have melee morph energy. It doesn't look as fast as that, though, so, it definitely seems like it's going to be laggier, which is good, because melee morph grab is kind of dumb, but...
For those
I know this would make her broken... Oh, sorry.
For those who haven't seen, her up smash, that does reflect, is frame 9. Frame 9 ups... Yeah, it's frame 9. I think when it hits above her, it's frame 11. It's kind of like Marth forward smash, where, it takes time to go through, but it hits in front of her frame 9. And then even then, frame 10, where it would be the anti-air area. So yeah, frame 9 out of shield option is insane for an up smash. Okay. Because who has an up smash that good? We have Banjo and who else?
I can't think of any at the top of my head.
I'm pretty sure Pikachu and Fox have, like, really fast
ones. I think they're frame 10 up smashes. I think. Which is really good. I'm
not sure about Pikachu.
Pikachu's might be a little bit slower.
Pikachu's frame 10.
Frame 10?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, frame 9 is really fast. Also, it reflects.
Yeah.
Frame 9 is insane. One of the problems that they said is one of her problems is the fact that you can run in on her and she can't do anything. But a frame 9 up smash that hits all around her and can reflect out of shield is an insane option.
Yes.
Also,
we'll have to see the impact on that, and then we'll see. And if it's good, then
Oh boy.
Also, another thing we gotta see is when does her up B get invincibility and how fast is it? I haven't looked at that yet.
Yeah.
But she has a up.
We'll see.
So
wait,
do
we
remember
don't know.
that the stuff we're seeing right now, frame data wise, might not even be final because
That's
she's
true.
not out. People need to keep that in consideration.
But Cyan,
Yeah, it was
what
recorded
was the
on
last thing
Monday,
you
yeah.
said, Cyan?
I realized you were talking about the ground one, but
Yeah.
the up B off the ground, it's literally Byleth.
Except it hits instead of grabs. But yeah.
And I'm just what I was trying to say
Okay.
was like it might look like we know her frame data yet. We don't really know her frame data yet because there's so many little asterisks. Because like, yeah, they could technically change literally everything before it comes out. So I could be like, oh, I want to make this character twice as fast. That could totally happen. Is it likely? No. Could it happen? Yeah.
I think
No, you are the one who said Byleth was broken when he was announced.
Yeah, no, and just to make it clear, I said Byleth is not going to be very good, and she's not very good.
I remember
Yeah,
thinking
I was
Byleth
referring to
had
Zerf when he
potential.
wrote that article about Byleth.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I think about Byleth right now, but I think they have potential to become better than they're perceived as. But that doesn't mean I think they're going to be like amazing. Hey, when I say perceived, I mean like better for people's perception of they're trash.
For now, I think they're just like bottom mid tier in my head. I'm not sure.
The problem with the hardest thing about Smash tier lists, and especially with discussing them right now, is everybody seems to have a different idea what the tiers are in the first place or where the characters are rated. So it's kind of hard to just discuss it without like making a list.
Yeah.
Like showing.
It's not like we have accurate results right now either, especially like with the
So because we're all in Wi-Fi hell, and then there's those of us who got super unfortunately quarantined away from their Switches, can't even play the game. Yeah, I know.
We're not gonna have any results for a while.
Right after game momentum and winning a tournament, I'm totally not salty.
Yeah,
Definitely
especially
not.
Byleth
I'm
and
extremely
Min-Min.
salty.
And whoever Byleth, Min-Min, and the other DLC fighter gets announced, we're not gonna have results of them for a long time.
I know. Yeah,
Probably.
the thing is, it's also like I think people forgot is that even if DLC characters came out earlier for that, it still takes time for them to get results usually, or like get developed. So like even Hero or Terry could start like pulling out of nowhere, and you guys be like, oh, he's better than I thought. Even though Terry obviously is really good, and I'm not sure why people are forgetting that, but whatever.
God, Terry is so annoying.
Yeah, no,
I as a casual.
I think depending on her up air, it looks like it has the possibility of laddering. I think Sakurai just purposely wasn't actually comboing her up tilt into her up airs and such.
Yeah.
So I need to see what her throws do because we haven't seen them besides knowing that the dragon, activates. I would need to see her throws. How well can she ladder with up tilt, up air, and possibly up B? And then if those are solid, I think she's top 10. Like, I think right now, from what I've seen, I think she's easily top 20, possibly top 15, maybe top 10.
Everything depends on how her weaknesses counterbalance things, so I'm not going to make a prediction yet because I'll try to predict once we see stuff, but it's like
her weaknesses are supposed to be
play.
Her weakness is supposed to be she can't deal with people being on top of her, but if she has a frame 9 up smash at a shield and an invincible up B at a shield that instantly takes her out, plus her quote laggy moves end quote, you can just jump away while doing them or jump towards them even while doing them. It means that there's no actual commitment to any moves.
Yeah, and the other thing I want to point out is this is more of a hypothetical thing and not like this means this is gonna happen. But Sakurai has a history of like accidentally cursing things. And let me explain what I mean first.
Samus is the best character.
During Smash, no, not just that. Yeah, okay, that's one of us. But, during Smash 4, one of the development things he said was, I don't think Cloud's very good in the air. Which is obviously false, because the Smash 4 Cloud he's talking about was amazing aerials, like ungodly aerials. Another thing he said, literally during her reveal trailer, Bayonetta's combos are slow to start for frame 4. Which twist is frame 4?
Yeah.
That is not slow at all. And I'm not saying this to diss on Sakurai. I love him. I'm just saying, like, don't take what he says, like, competitively, like, at face value, because that's not his job. He's not, like, a competitive player, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, when he says combos are slow to start, he does not mean, like, they don't have a frame 4, combo starter move. He just meant, like, slowish in his eyes, whatever that means. I have no idea, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, like, don't expect everything he says to be, like, 100% correct.
Yeah. I mean, okay, go ahead.
So I'm kind of hoping this, like when the character does get released, I'm hoping that when you shoot out an arm, and when it returns back, there's a hitbox on the end of the arm, so that way if you're like in between, you can still get hit by the back of it. So that way, Min Min's not entirely in a disadvantage.
Gross.
When you're,
okay,
like,
I'm gonna wholeheartedly disagree and say that sounds awful.
Yeah, that sounds extremely toxic. Imagine getting your shield hit twice.
One of the reasons being she can jump after punching.
Oh, okay. Oh,
they showed her punching on the ground and jumping.
Never mind, forget what I said.
Cyanize, you forgot one other thing is, okay, hypothetically, if I'm shielded and you punch through it and the punch goes backwards and it hits my shield again, I'm stuck in shield stun, and then, like, I get hit with anything else.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Forget
Not
what I said. I'm so sorry.
Bad idea.
I think she already has super solid get off me options for a character who's a zoner, who also is going to destroy zoners due to having a reflector and also just being able to hit somewhat fast across the stage. I don't think she needs any other options to cover her weaknesses, because at this point I don't even know if her weaknesses are even that bad. Or as bad as they should be.
I also had another idea, which obviously I think this one will be broken too, but so you know how in arms, when you shoot out the dragon arm, like the dragon arm just stays up there and just shoots like a little pillar of fire and just sits there for like 3 seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, it was kind of weird when I didn't see the dragon arm do that. Obviously, if it did that, it would be way too broken. But, like, yeah, no, like, it shoots for like a second, and now it just looks a little weird. I thought it'd be there for like a little second and then just like wave up or down.
Have you played ARMS, Cyan?
Wait, what?
Have you played ARMS?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what it looked like in ARMS. Is it just stood there for a bit, just as it was shooting out of its mouth. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do think it's nice that the dragon you don't have to shoot with. Like, if you notice that they're closing in on you while you're shooting it out, you can choose not to choose the committal option. But
yeah.
Also, holy fuck! Can we talk about how this is the best edgeguarding character in the game now?
Oh yeah,
Rom Rom.
Oh my god.
No, it's Rom Rom that I'm thinking about, not Megalot.
Yeah, no, Ram. Like the fucking, they show that from center stage, she shot it out and angled it down, and it literally covered like a quarter of off stage. Like the Ganon just was fucked. Like the Ganon couldn't do anything. And
poor little Mac.
Thank God you can't put Ram as both arms. Like, imagine just doing that over and over and over again with both arms.
Oh God, that sounds toxic.
But
Ram might be the top tier character.
Just think about it, dude. The dragon can cover high, Ram can cover low. It's just done. Oh. And the Ram, I mean, certain characters that have really good recoveries don't really have to worry about it. Especially if they're invincible.
Pikachu.
I don't know. Pikachu's hurtbox elongates when it up-Bs. So I still think it might get fucked by Ram.
How he moves. Okay, fine. I'll change it. Palutena.
Yeah. Yeah, no. No, the edge guarding, it's so non-committal and it covers so much. I'm really scared of it. I'm not excited for that. I think Puff will most likely hopefully be okay.
Laps and Puff main.
I will never go against them on a walled stage where I can't hide underneath the stage while recovering. Kalos is probably gonna be my insta-ban versus Min, but
yeah.
God damn. Yeah, no, that character looks fucking scary, bro.
She looks fun to play doubles with if you're playing Pup as the partner. Like, okay, you have Ram cover like 3/4, and then Pup goes out and covers the last bit and just kills everything.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
It's just like they die off stage.
She's going to be really interesting. I know one thing that will hold her back, though, is that players got to get used to her not, like, having a proper special move. I mean, obviously that won't be hard for, like, most of us, but, like, I know for some people that might be hard to, like, get used to her.
She might be a lot harder for beginners who, like,
are
used to having, like, a deep button but, like, does something, like, cool, flashy. That beam move, the actual neutral beat she has seems like really useful utility-wise, so I think it's actually like great, especially because Ram exists. Is it Ram or Ram? I can't tell.
Ram.
They call it the Ram.
Okay.
I mean, in Japanese it'd be Ramaram.
Okay.
So
I'm just gonna say Ramrom to annoy everybody.
Oh
like,
my
he's-
god.
Oh no, no.
All right, y'all keep talking about Min Min. I really gotta. I gotta take a quick break. I'll be back in like 40 seconds.
All right, we can cover.
Have a good one.
All right, now we're going to talk about what we think he's doing hypothetically and spread rumors. I'm kidding. Let's not do that.
He's preparing the face cam. He's gonna. I don't want to say
No.
it because then the chat will go crazy again.
He's going to be making ramen right now.
Yeah, he's preparing so we can talk about the juicy.
Okay, real talk. Can we talk about Captain Falcon's ramen outfit? He's super cute. I love
I
it.
know.
what a
That is my
stand-
profile
what a
picture
standout
for the week. I loved it. It was so awesome.
Like, I love it. Can we please have like payable alt costumes? That's one thing I don't get about Nintendo. It's like they're sitting on a gold mine. If you made cosmetic DLC for this game and some of the games where people would like buy it,
you know, I wish that they included a mode like I don't want to say an adventure mode, but like a mode where you would go through like little adventures or whatever, and by the end of it, you get a new costume.
oh yeah,
One
like,
like
maybe
new ultimate costume.
you can
for
make
each
it like a
character.
prize for classic mode or something like that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, exactly. I think that'd be such a good idea.
Like, look, I'm normally not someone who likes buying cosmetic DLC, but like, if it was like, if I could get like Puff's headband back or the crown for Melee, I'd be super stoked. And I'd
Yeah,
buy that
have
like
it, like,
instantly.
Yeah, have it straight
It's
up be
free
like
money.
alternate costumes or just straight up like old references to other stuff. Like,
Yeah.
if you beat this mode with Luigi, you get Gooigi. Yeah, like come on,
The
Nintendo.
Mr. L
Sitting on gold.
costume.
Sitting on gold right now.
Yeah.
All right. There was a natural
welcome
pause,
back.
so I have returned. I don't know what kind of
Yeah,
fucking
we were
garbage that you were talking
We're
about.
talking about hypothetical cosmetic DLC for Smash Bros. And how we're upset it's not happening.
Oh, okay, yeah. Where's Miss
Yeah.
Pac-Man?
Yeah, stuff like
dude?
the Chef Falcon as a costume or a Gooigi, like yeah, that should totally be a thing.
Yeah.
Like just one for each character, at least just one.
Yeah.
Speaking
Like,
of speaking,
Jigglypuff needs the headband.
speaking
Like,
of
it just needs to happen.
costumes, me costumes
Oh.
were added.
Oh,
Segway!
the transition! Oh my god!
All right, so Callie and Marie, no one cares. I mean, it's nice to have them, but no one really cares.
I like Callie Marie.
Yeah,
I still
yeah,
laughed
they're
so
cool.
hard. I
They're
don't
cool.
know what it was.
They're
just
cool, but I
laughed
mean,
way
it's
too
no
hard.
one was fucking hyped. No one jumped out of their seat and was like, "Fuck yeah, Callie and Marie!" Like,
I mean-
it's Callie and Marie.
I don't
Yeah.
jump out of my seat for anybody, but I mean, if I would,
Oh,
I guess
well,
it'd be for
see,
Callie.
I'm different.
Snap. No one was
fucking
there to witness it.
hey,
I was very sad.
hey,
The
Hachi
starting
though.
one-
Oh, yeah,
I thought we were
who
gonna, I thought we were gonna do Ninjara
No-
first. Get the bad ones out of the way.
Oh, Ninjara. Ninjara's cool. I'm not surprised they put him in because Sakurai made it sound like that was the main character he wanted. Which, to be
Yeah.
fair, that's my main in ARMS. So I was also kind of hoping for Ninjara because Ninjara is cool. But I'm
Ninjara
not.
would have been a cool pick.
Hey, on the plus side, you can now say I share a main of Sakurai. Just don't specify the game.
And but yeah, Heihachi, man. A lot of people thought he was gonna be DLC, mostly because Sakurai
Yeah.
made the mistake of saying he was planned for DLC. And anytime he
Yeah.
does
Yeah.
that, everyone assumes that's gonna be a character in the next game. Which, to be
Sakurai's
fair,
just like add back to me costume, quick, shut everyone up.
Can you imagine if he's actually like still a playable character, but just doing that to shut people up so they don't like think about it? And then he's like,
And then they
psych.
remove it,
Hey,
they
Hachi's
remove
the
it
next
later,
character.
refund everybody 75 cents.
Yeah.
but that adds another character where they were a Mii costume in Smash 4, and it returned. And there's only a few
Yeah.
left. I mean, besides the obvious like King K. Rool, who's a character now.
Yeah. Is it
Yeah.
like Gino? Who else? I know Gino's
We got
one of them,
Gino?
but it's-
Lloyd Irving, Chocobo,
Lloyd?
Chocobo.
I forgot about
Wait, no.
Chocobo.
Wait, did they add Chocobo in the last one?
I thought Chocobo
Yeah.
is.
Okay, they did add
Okay,
Chocobo.
they did.
Who was the Square Enix character they didn't add, or was it just Gino? Am I just totally just thinking? of
Wasn't
Gino?
there a Mallow costume?
Nope, that's part of Elite.
No,
That's part of Elite.
That's-
Oh,
it's a fake
done.
leak. Don't worry about it.
I'm sorry. I've been watching too much leaks.
Okay, let me look up the actual
Choco
Smash
boner.
4. What? Who said Choco Boner? Matt! Chocobo isn't
Yeah,
back?
he's-
Dude, I'm
was
hearing
Matt.
so many things.
It was Matt.
Dude, Matt, why are you saying Choco
I
Boner,
don't
bro? Did
Oh
we
yeah,
get...
they're not in Smash Ultimate yet.
Okay,
We're
they're
not-
not in
they're
Smash
they're not
Ultimate
there.
yet.
Okay.
So,
Chocobo. Can you imagine if, like, for like, we know you wanted one of these Square Next costumes to be a character, and like it shows Gino as a costume, it's like Chocobo is the next character. That's what you guys wanted, right?
Yes.
And then it's like, why are you people booing at me?
But
What
then
are
they
you
actually,
doing?
no,
It's like,
but
it's just like
they'll
confused.
actually add Final Fantasy music, or then they just add one track, whichever works.
They add exactly one track.
I'm trying to look for the image that everyone posts that shows the deconfirmed ones, but I think the
Oh
only
yeah, I
ones
remember.
remaining, we got Lloyd
Tails was
Irving.
in Smash 4, and then they brought him back for Smash Ultimate. I didn't even notice that, but
Yeah,
yeah.
they brought
Can we
Tails
tell that the
back.
costume sucks?
It was in DLC.
It's just his head like dismembered on top of the costume. That's not a real costume.
Is the dude's name Akira? Who is the blocky fighter that they added with the Ryu one?
I think it's
Akira.
It's Akira. I'm not sure
His
if I'm
name's
pronouncing
Akira?
it right,
Okay.
though. He's
So
from Virtua Fighter. I
I've
know
heard
that.
some
Virtua
people say
Fighter, right.
Akira.
Yeah. So Akira, we still haven't gotten Akira. It seems. Gino.
He is an assist trophy this game though, so like he did get a new.
Oh yeah,
role.
he's already deconfirmed then.
Gino. Lloyd Irving's another big one. We still haven't gotten Lloyd Irving back.
Yeah.
No Dio. Thank you.
I don't think of who else was. Is there anyone else I'm forgetting that was like a cool Mii costume we got?
I know it was in a YouTube video. I literally just watched.
I'm gonna be
so I'm
completely
scroll
blunt.
through that.
I like didn't buy any of the Mii costumes in Smash 4 because I thought, the only Mii costumes I bought were Sans and Cuphead, both of this game, because they get like music, they actually look like the characters.
I bought
Also
Sans Cuphead.
Megalovania.
I got Sans Cuphead and the Rabbids. The Rabbids were too
Nice.
funny. I needed to have them.
I don't even know who this dude is, but this dude was slick. There's a brawler with slick back hair, and I don't even know who he is. He's a blondie. But yeah, Chocobo's still not back. We still don't have Gino. We still don't. I guess we still don't have Tails.
Oh, we don't have Tails.
No, we have Tails. We have Tails. What are you talking
I know we
about?
have Knuckles though.
Yeah, we have Knuckles, but the image I'm looking at says Tails still isn't in, even though it has
Mighty
Heihachi
Knuckles.
crossed out.
No, Tails was added on deals. Yeah, he was like during the Joker patch, right? I'm pretty certain.
Wait, is that Geese Howard?
We gotta rewatch the Joker trailer.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's in Smash Ultimate.
Okay, he is. Okay.
You're welcome.
Oh yeah, no. So Geese Howard was a Mii costume. Did they add it
Oh.
back?
Like Geese Howard was in Smash 4 and I never knew about it.
Yeah,
What
they
a
added it
bird.
with Heihachi.
Oh wow.
What? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Are you sure this is legitimate? Your source seems a little bit spotty.
No, Geese Howard. It looks like Geese
I mean, you
Howard. I
said
looked it
Tails
up and it's
wasn't in
Geese
that.
Howard.
Okay.
Geese Howard was a Mii costume. They added it with there was no Geese. That was Jackie from Virtua Fighter. Holy shit! It's just multiple people calling it Geese Howard, and it looks literally like Geese
I
Howard.
knew you were wrong.
Dog,
It's like, just
who
no
the
way.
fuck is a
Yeah,
Jackie?
Jackie.
Dude, he doesn't look. He doesn't look. He doesn't
Okay,
look
yeah, so I
blocky
knew
like
there was
Akira.
something wrong with that. It was like, how on earth
Okay.
did they add a Geese Howard Mii costume without
In
me
Ultimate?
knowing?
Oh yeah, no.
Oh,
I was talking about Smash 4. But yeah, okay.
No, and even in Smash 4, I feel like I'd know about that.
But yeah, so
That's
Lloyd
kind of not a small group.
Lloyd and Gino are the only two big ones that are still missing. Like no one cares about Chocobo.
Yeah.
Chocobo isn't that important.
Yeah, I
Um,
like Chocobo.
The Monster
on this
Hunter,
other-
the Monster Hunter isn't here, but I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
I think
I was on the side of
Monster Hunter's time has kind of come and passed. I feel like, and I feel like
yeah,
Byleth
I guess
pretty much
whatever
does
it
what
is.
Monster Hunter would do.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was on the Spirits Deconfirmed side for a while, but now after Min, yeah, I feel like Gino does have a chance again. And,
Okay.
Yeah.
So on the Spirits Deconfirmed side, so yeah, for those that don't know, Min Min was a spirit. It was the only 4-star spirit too of the ARMS ones to be exact.
Okay,
which
I'm
is
gonna be
fun.
completely blunt.
They hinted it right from the beginning.
While they did not choose Springman, I don't think it's because he was a assist trophy. I personally think the developers couldn't care less whether or not a character has a role in the game. They could just make whatever they want. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
we couldn't write off things ever.
I think there's
That's kinda
literally
foolish.
I think Springman is one of the only two characters that could ever possibly be promoted mid-game. I think Waluigi and Springman are the only two possible
I was about to
assist
say
trophies that would be
Waluigi.
upgraded.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'm gonna have to stop you right there. I get what you mean. I think the word you're looking for is somewhat likely. The word possible, I don't think you understand what it means. It means like literally anything, you know? Hypothetically, one day they can promote like whatever they want. Burrowing Snagret is technically possible. Is it sensical?
No,
Does it make
I
sense? Is it likely enough to happen in 1 out of 2 trillion timelines? No. Is it possible? Could they technically do that? Yeah, they could. They could literally just go insane one day and do it.
All right. So
0.00000000001%.
semantics aside, Zerp. Semantics aside, my guy. Oh, Isaac, please. Was there an Isaac me costume? Is there an Isaac me costume?
Was there?
He's
know
an
it-
assist trophy.
But
But,
isn't
like,
there a
is
me
it even
costume
true?
too? I don't know, bro.
I don't remember.
see.
I know
If
Serena.
there
I know Serena Thighs can
was-
tell you.
Isn't there one in Ultimate? I could have sworn
There
was.
might be.
Yeah, there's
Maybe
one in
that's what I'm talking
Ultimate.
about. An
I'm
Ultimate,
pretty
yes?
certain of it.
Cool. Yeah, but so do y'all
Yeah.
think that Lloyd Irving and Gino have any chance in this game?
I don't know
in
about Lloyd,
chance,
but Gino, yes.
All right, let's go in Discord order. Let's start with Cyanize.
Yeah, no, like I don't know much about Lloyd. Like, no offense to his game or anything, but like, I mean, is anyone like actively requesting him enough to the
Yeah.
point where?
Yes, there's
Yes.
always going to be fans of the characters saying this.
Also-
You should never ask.
Also, Tales of is like really popular in Japan.
I
Plus-
guess that's fair.
Plus,
yeah.
you also got to
I don't know.
remember, that Tales of is a Bandai Namco game, which is literally the developer who makes
True.
Smash Ultimate, and they still only have Pac-Man.
Okay, for a second I
is
thought you said
true.
Tails doll and got really confused.
If they wanted to like represent another Bandai Namco, I said that so wrong. I'm sorry. Bandai Namco character, I'd say yeah, Lloyd, but I don't know. If they wanted to go the most requested, then Gino, obviously.
All right.
I don't know.
Rocka, do you have any opinions on Lloyd and Gino?
Specifically, no. I just have my characteristics of what, like, I have my own personal biases of what makes a Smash character, and I mean, I don't think any of them necessarily do it, except for the cult following that they've accumulated solely to get them in Smash.
How about you get into that? What are your normal criteria you think of when you think about Smash characters?
A lot of the characters that I think about, aside from just like branding for Nintendo, like the big thing about it is like you look at the games, like let's look at some third parties. Look at Pac-Man, even though I know he was just put in the game because Bandai Namco was developing it, but when you look at all these third party characters specifically, and a lot of the Nintendo characters is they've all played at least major roles in coming games, and they've helped shape the video game industry as a whole. And do I think there's a little bit of oversaturation in some areas in Smash? Yes. I don't necessarily agree with the entire roster all the time, but I feel like for what Smash is to me, like, it's meant to be like a celebration of video games in general. And to say that specific niche characters deserve to be in Smash is like it's a funny meme. I enjoy it and I enjoy speculating things, but I think the big thing is that, like, if we're gonna get hype, we're gonna get hype about a game that's iconic, and we get to see an iconic character, especially fighting to go up against, like, some other video game all-stars. And I see Duck Hunt, LOL, but like Duck Hunt back in the day, like, that's a classic. There are people that grew up like on that kind of technology, and that remote to television view is like to us who were like probably too young to even remember those days. Like, that was like a big thing back in the day. So to
Gaming
have Duck Hunt,
peripherals.
yeah, exactly. And I like Rob. Rob symbolizes like an era of Nintendo of like pre mega success, like pre.
Yeah, well, they had to like sell them as a toy to get the NES sold.
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
that literally
Yeah.
Rob from a lot of video game software analysts and analysts of electronics in general say that Rob is what saved the video game console industry in
He
general.
literally is. He
And I
literally
see,
is.
and I see a comment that says, but okay, but how many characters aren't good enough to fight Ice Climbers? Okay, you got to understand that just because you don't necessarily see the value in each specific character, does it? I mean, I agree. Ice Climbers is kind of lame, and I'm not saying that I agree with their inclusion, but I'm saying that just because a character is requested doesn't mean that it should be in Smash.
Okay, all I'm gonna say
yeah.
agreed with
Yeah.
everything you said, but Ice Climbers, I don't know how many of y'all have played Ice Climber, but it's literally the most garbage game ever fucking made. Ice Climber is bad, and I've never heard a single person try to explain that it's a good game. But Ice Climbers, in general, are a cool character by design. Maybe not in how they're generally played at a top level, but having a 2-character, like a puppet character like that, is cool and unique, and that's what they wanted to do. Plus, it's a funny, haha, look, old character.
Yeah, it's cool to have, but like, I want to say they could have done it better, but if they did do it better, then Ice Climbers would be top tier again, and I don't know. It's tough.
Anyway,
the thing about Ice Climbers, like the game, is that like that's again like we probably played it and we have like standards now. Like there's a certain way that we've come to appreciate video games and how we see video games as good. I mean, I'm sure there are people with fond memories of Ice Climbers somewhere in the existence. But I mean, hey.
Yeah, I've heard so many people have fond memories of Ice Climbers and Brawl, chain grabbing them to death. I'm just kidding. Nobody thinks that way.
More people have fond memories of being in internment camps than playing fucking Ice Climber. Dog, I'm telling you, Dylan, have you ever played Ice Climber, bro?
I said I can't say anything. I don't agree with that. I don't necessarily agree with their conclusion.
Listen, no, but I gotta say, if you play Ice Climber, you can't move forward after you jump. Like, the movement is so garbage. Like, it is the most garbage movement
I'm
ever.
it on my Switch right now.
Okay,
And
anyway,
it's a
before
platformer.
Jiggly
It's
rants
a
forever about
platformer with
this-
the worst movement ever.
All right. Anyway, before Jiggly rants on this further, let's go back to this matchup. I still didn't get my turn.
Imagine someone liking Ice Climber. Okay. Anyways, whoo, man.
Anyway, since we were talking about Gino and Lloyd before that, to preface this, I want to make it completely clear that my idea about what characters are deserved or not is completely different than the rest of the community. I honestly don't really care if a character is deserving. I don't really think that matters much, because to be completely blunt, I think most of us take this way too seriously. And it's like, you know what? I haven't gotten the character I've wanted in like literally like 10 years, and you know what? It doesn't affect me. It doesn't hurt me.
You're not getting Celebi. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. I'm still going to support them. Doesn't matter.
I believe
But
in a
what
future.
I was about to say is like, do I think Gino and Gino and Lloyd are like cool characters? Like, yeah, sure, I think they could be. And do I think they're possible? That's kind of interesting. Where it's like, I think Lloyd is somewhat likely, and by somewhat, I'm gonna give like a rough percentage, like 10%. Okay. And Gino is really interesting though, because he's like a character that's super popular within the community, right? But he's also like a character that has like nothing going for him outside of Sakura likes him, and the community likes him. Because even with Banjo, who's like seen as a community request character, he still represents like a company that kind of wants to get like their name out there. Like, he's still a Microsoft character. Gino doesn't really advertise anything, and he can't. And the bigger thing about it is like, unlike Banjo, who can be used for future advertising if they wanted to make another Banjo game, they're not going to use Gino again in another game unless something like insane happens. So like, I think he's got a lot going against him. But, like, he could still show up. What'd be interesting about it is if we see him, it was signal to a lot of us like what kind of direction we're going is. Like, is this promotional, or do they want to do it like for fan requests, or like what way do they want to like make stuff, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear that, but also you got to remember, like, Terry was in the first pack, and Terry is not promotional for almost anything. It's not even. It doesn't even advertise the female SNK game, SNK Heroines.
Pokemon Trainer.
The thing is, he's still a character that is used by a company like in the modern day. Like,
also,
SNK is making Kingdom Fighters 15, I believe. Yeah, 15.
Lord of Lettuce 6 brings up a great point. People said the same exact thing about King K. Rool. King K. Rool was an old character, not used for years, and literally was only gliding by on fan popularity. And you gotta remember, Gino was the only Mii costume in Smash 4 that got a splash screen. They gave it a character splash screen. Granted, it was Gino, Mii Fighter costume, now available. But even K. Rool didn't get that. Even the other Mii costumes that were popular didn't get that. Like, and also, Sakurai knows it's popular. And you gotta remember, a lot of the people that are gonna be buying this DLC are people who are dedicated fans of Smash and long time.
Core fans because like DLC, it tends to sell less well than like a base game because like it's only people who are really interested in it that are gonna buy it, which means you're gonna get like more of the core fan base that wants to like they're the people you see like online talk about stuff. So like when it comes to DLC sales, like I totally expect them to reflect how popular a character looks online or how unpopular they are. Like I'm sure Byleth probably did the worst. Because people online generally don't like them that much.
I'm willing to keep going. Finish. Go ahead.
Sorry. I was about to say, actually, I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying I would be willing to bet $50 right now that by the end of Fighter Pass 2, Gino is either a character or is one of the better fleshed out Mii costumes that comes with a song. Gino is going to be one of the two by the end of Fighter Pass 2.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I forgot what it's called. That song with the forest mushrooms.
The forest maze? Follow the forest mushrooms or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. That would totally make sense if they do like enhanced Mii costume. And the thing about Gino is like he would actually work really well with that. And I don't mean that like he's insignificant or something. I mean that as in his design really fits Mii Gunner really well. And if they made like a costume that wasn't like, like the Smash 4 one where it doesn't really look like him. If it made it look like him, I think a lot of people would, definitely buy that. Definitely looks cool.
Oh, I'm also playing Ice Climbers right now. Zach, it's really not that bad.
What?
It's actually not that bad. I don't think it's that bad. I think you're over exaggerating.
You're derailing him again.
Have you tried? Listen, how many times have you hit a block, try to jump up a floor, and then just fallen on the same floor 3 times in a row before you can get up a floor?
Maybe once. Like the controls are definitely stiff, but I don't think they're as bad as you're making them out to be. They're definitely like aged. They've aged like milk, but I mean, for the time, it's not. I don't think this is bad.
Dog, that shit aged like Chernobyl. Don't even fucking try. I'm sorry. I love shitting on Ice Climbers so hard because it's such a garbage game, but I do like that Ice Climbers were added to Smash, and I do appreciate their inclusion. But that said, if you think of all the NES games ever, like, that is the one game that is the least deserving of a character to be added. Literally, I don't remember what the game's called, but it only came out in Japan, the time-traveling game where you go back and hang out with Jesus and kill Hitler. That game? I don't know. Zerp, do you remember that game?
No.
What?
What is this game?
I'm pretty sure it never came out in America because either Hitler or Nazis were in it, but it was a Nintendo first-party game.
Interesting. No, I've not heard of a game where you get the time travel Jesus and Hitler. That's interesting.
I
half want to say this probably doesn't exist and you're just like drunk, but I knowing you, it's probably real.
Man, because I remember seeing it on Reddit 2 years ago, and people were talking about.
Dude, could you imagine?
How they never heard of it?
It's like it's time traveling Jesus. Why? You didn't know this was a character? It's here. It just happens.
Man. Alright.
This game is actually shit.
What? What did you say, Dylan?
This game is shit.
It is shit.
Right,
it's not a great game, but I'm definitely having fun. So
you're having fun?
Right.
Yeah.
How are you having fun?
Alright, play for another 20 minutes. Get back to me.
Gotcha.
We'll stream for the next 20 minutes just so we can see it.
This is super off topic, but I just want to throw it out there. But back about Smash, one thing I kind of want to just throw out there is just that I kind of feel like not just so much people taking like super seriously or whatever, but I feel like a lot of people get like too aggressive with each other when it comes to Smash characters.
Oh
like,
yeah, I understand.
I want to throw out there like it really shouldn't matter that much if like let's say okay I want Selby, right, and let's say there's a hypothetical person that does not want this character, says this character is trash, and they want, let's think of a random character, Doom Guy. Is this really a problem, and should I attack them? No, not really. Just no reason to start a flame war over it. Just kind of, people like different things, and there's not really a problem with this.
It is the internet.
I know it's useless to try telling people to not attack each other with opinions, but whatever. It's just like, you know,
I
like
mean, I appreciate the attempt, but
I just want to say that when I say like I personally am not like a super huge fan of like Gino or Lloyd, or like I'm neutral on them, that does not mean I think, oh, I hate you for just for liking this character. No, that's totally cool. You can like the character. It's cool.
Yeah, no, like I was so hyped when Byleth was announced because I played the Three Houses, one of my favorite games of the year. And then yeah, just constant Twitter. I mean,
You
I
got
don't even
Barrage. I'm sorry.
I don't
to
even
hear
need
that,
to
dude.
explain. That was
Yeah.
cool, but like I don't even need to explain it to you. But yeah, no, like yeah, it was definitely hard to be a fan of Three Houses at the time, and yeah, there's not much you can do about it, sadly, and that's just.
Yeah, I think the funniest thing about this is that people seem to think that attacking random people on the internet is going to make the character more likely, when I highly doubt Sakurai cares about the result of your flame lore on Twitter.com. Like, oh my god, Bandana and Isaac fans are fighting. Let's see which one wins this debate. And then I'll add the winning character to the game. Like, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
So the other thing I want to point out, I don't get why people take it as a slight when Sakurai and Nintendo don't add a character to the game, where it's like, I highly doubt we're trying to pick favorites, we're just trying to make money. We're not trying to attack you. We're just making a video game.
Oh my god, you added a character that's not one of my most wanted? Oh my god, do you
Yeah.
hate me? Do you not want me to buy your product even though I'm going to buy it anyway in the next days?
Pretty much.
Seriously though, everyone hates Let's Smash, but you're still gonna buy the DLC anyway.
I'm part
I
of
mean,
the
I have
problem.
to buy the DLC anyway, because, like, I bring my set to tournaments. It'd be weird if I didn't have all the characters on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. I don't know.
But I can't buy Min Min right now because, again, I don't have a Switch. I think that's the fourth time I mention it. I'm not going to stop mentioning it.
All right. Well, with that, I think we've gone through most of the major points we wanted to get through. That was a little bit faster than I was expecting, but
We're at a
Yeah.
minute and 50-ish. Oh my! wait, minute.
Hey!
Hour.
for the last 15 minutes or so, let's take viewer questions on the Twitch stream.
All right.
I mean, we do have a Google form that has over 250 questions filled out that we could use, but I think it's more fun to use people in the chat. If people in the chat have stuff they want to ask, whether it was related to this episode of the podcast or not, go ahead and leave it down in the Twitch chat.
Yeah.
And we will read some of them aloud and not read some of them aloud. Like, that one's not going to get read aloud. That one's just going to be left there.
Jiggly
No.
What kind of donut do you like?
Oh, there's
I
not
don't know.
There's no Jigglypuff
So
here.
they don't have to be related to the
Oh,
stuff
don't worry,
at
I
all.
have the
If you
better
want to
part.
mention, like, say, an Wario apparition, you're totally welcome to bring it up.
Oh my god.
Also, yes, I just wrote
We
it in
never
there.
actually talk about our actual opinions on the Isle of Armor itself.
Oh,
I can't remember.
Oh yeah, we
yeah,
never
we kind of
did talk
skipped
about
over that.
Well, we're doing it.
I give Sword and Shield overall a 6 out of 10, and the Isle of Armor DLC I'm also gonna give like a 5 out of 10. It was very middling. There was some parts where I was like, oh, this is cool, and then like they made me fucking search around a forest and lead a fucking Lilligant to a trainer, and I was like, I'm done playing right now, and I didn't pick it back up for like 2 more days.
Yeah, for me, yeah, I think 6 out of 10 for Sword and Shield for me as well. I loved a lot of things, but I also couldn't get the feeling that Game Freak not only lied to us, but like also just like was so lazy with this game when they could have been so much more. And then Isle of Armor, I'm actually convinced that Game Freak didn't work on it. Like, I don't like it. I still think the Isle of Armor isn't as good, but it's a step in the right direction with Pokemon following you and stuff. Obviously, that feature's still crap with downscaled whale lords, but I feel like what was in the Isle of Armor, what I experienced, I think it was a step in the right direction, and for that, I think I would give it like a 6.5 out of 10 for me. That's what I think. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm on like a little of the opposite spectrum. I'm gonna be hard. I'm gonna praise it. I like different aspects of it. I'm gonna talk about the thing that made me the most upset because well, I'll get to that. But first of all, I break it into 3 separate pieces. I break out when I look at it. First thing I look at is the actual content. Like, as a casual player, is there enough for me here to play consistently, and is it gonna bring me back often for just the story? Because
Yeah.
some games I really enjoy the story, you know, the actual content, doing things in it. For that, there's that. Then there's the competitive side, which is what I'm primarily involved with, and that's what's most important to me. And then I have shiny hunting. Do they add anything, any new Pokemon to like shiny hunt? And is it going to be fun for me to do? Are the locales good looking enough for me to want to spend like, you know, hundreds of hours in here? So for the first part, I'm going to talk about the content. Content's like 3 out of 10 for me.
Wow. Okay.
Did not I did not enjoy it. It felt very heartless. It felt very, you know, put out there. It's a very by the numbers story as far as, you know, come break this little shy guy out of his shell, but he this child bear will go with you. He doesn't care. He's scared of you, but whatever. Here, take him.
Yeah.
Go beat him up or something. Take him to see the tree. So that it's like you do that, and then you know the game's over. You go to these locales. You just visit around the Isle of Armor. The biggest part of the Isle of Armor, the biggest draw casually, is the fact that you know it exists. One, like it's an actual, you know, it's a fairly good looking area, especially compared to the original Wild area. I think it looks like at least twice as good. Like
Yeah.
the actual
for sure,
separate.
definitely.
Yeah, definitely. The separate zones they have are much more unique. The cave system is diverse. Like I actually got lost in it a couple times. It's very, you know, thorough. It's
Yeah.
very thought
I
out. I
actually
like it.
thought about this. Yeah.
And then as far like, but as that only gets you so far when you're playing casually. And you know, 100 Pokemon added. I don't know if you guys know this, but there were more old Pokemon added in the DLC than there were Galar Pokemon added in the base Pokedex.
See, people keep saying that, but I don't find that surprising at all. Like, when you cut out literally 2/3 of the Pokedex, and then you add them back, it doesn't surprise me, because you gotta think about, it's so much easier to bring back old Pokemon, because literally you're just upgrading the models, and you're just making them work with the new engine, where to make new Pokemon, you have to come up with new designs,
Not
you need
even
artists to
upgrading
think
the
of
models.
Pokemon.
That goes
It's
into
just
the thing I was
upgrading
talking
the
about with
text
Pokemon
and
Snap, where
models.
it's like the
Models.
experience of like seeing these Pokemon. The biggest thing is like discovering new Pokemon. That's the biggest draw for a new generation for me. That's what sells new games. So
Yeah.
when you're selling me back old Pokemon. I've seen Scyther, I've seen Heracross, I've seen Pinsir, I've seen my favorite Pokemon Poliwhirl. Everybody stand second favorite Pokemon. Everybody stand Poliwhirl. Poliwhirl best boy. But I've seen all these Pokemon already. Like, you're selling them back to me. You're giving me pretty things to look at while I find them. But at the end of the day, like, you know, spaghetti with parsley is still just spaghetti. It's still going to taste like spaghetti. It's the same thing again and again and again. And that's what Pokemon is to a degree. But I mean, each generation, like, the biggest draw is the new Pokemon. And they've done a great job with new forms. So I'm very disappointed in the lack of, you know, new Galarian forms. I'm disappointed in the lack that the only new Pokemon we got was Urshifu in this specific pack, like this specific iteration of the DLC. And I don't think there was enough story to keep me interested, because if you really just play casually, it's there for, you know, you probably spend about 2 hours in it and you're done.
Yeah.
Because I mean, by this point, if you want to, like Zach, I know you and me both, we both made new teams and we both went around battling. We did everything with brand new teams. So
Yeah, same here. I started with a Slowpoke and I only got a Isle of Armor Pokemon.
exactly, like we that's something we had to put on ourselves. But I know as a casual, like if I have a team that's already built, I'm gonna use that. I would use that team if it was my first playthrough and I didn't, you know, want to do the exploring and capturing, because I feel like I'm thinking of it through the mind of a kid. Whereas now I'm more of a collector. Like I've completed the Pokedex in both the Isle of Armor and the base game. So like my big thing is like the Pokemon, yes, I'm great. I'm glad we have more Pokemon. There's definitely some content there. But I finished the Pokedex in literally less than a day. Less than maybe four total hours. The Pokedex was complete.
I know with Crown Tundra it's going to take a bit, because I don't want to leak the Pokedex or anything, but there's going to be a bunch of legendaries, and that's going to make it take a little bit.
We'll get into that, but we'll talk about the. I think we should probably put up a disclaimer after.
Yeah.
So so that's enough. I feel like the base content was very dry. It wasn't enough for me. And then when it comes to, you know, competitive, I would give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm taking 2 points away because Terrakion. But that's like a whole different podcast where I just talk about Terrakion that I don't like. But the biggest thing they added isn't the new Pokemon are very good. We got Amoonguss back, who's always been a staple in VGC. He gets the access to the best mechanic in the game, which is 100% sleep with Spore and redirection with Rage Powder. The second biggest thing is that it's completely shifted the meta with the new tutor moves, because not only did it add a flip turn, so like a water U-turn. Not only did it add
There's like
a strong rock type move, which the game was lacking outside of Stone Edge, like an accurate, strong, rock type move. They added specific moves that have effects in terrain. And the thing about terrain is that terrain has played a pretty big part. If you don't know, terrain in Pokemon, your Pokemon sets up basically a battlefield, like in Yu-Gi-Oh! They have like field effect cards. It's basically like that. So grassy terrain will heal you if all Pokemon on the ground, and the power of Earthquake is nerfed. And so they added a move called Grassy Slide. So now grass type moves have a priority, like ice, like a stronger Ice Shard, which is priority is very, very good in Pokemon. Having any form of speed control is very good. So now they boosted up to where Pokemon like Pincurchin, who weren't seeing a lot of usage, are definitely picking up because of the effect they have in terrain. So each terrain has its own special move in the DLC that is potentially broken. Like you have Expanding Force, which is a psychic type move. You have Grassy Slide, which gets priority, which is a priority physical grass type move. You have Steamroller, which is a steel type move that boosts its effect if you are in terrain at all. Yeah. So just like the basic mechanics of terrain and the access to all these moves, because these moves are widely distributed to a bunch of Pokemon. So the meta is definitely going to be a very valid terrain-filled meta, which we haven't really had yet. We did see a little bit of it in the Ultra series, in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and regular Sun and Moon with the Tapus.
Speaking of that, they are coming. Oh wait, crap! I can't say that yet.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. And then lastly, shiny hunting. Like I said, I'll probably get that like a 9 out of 10. Like I really love all these locales. I wish they had a daycare, because for those of you who don't know, the mechanics for shiny hunting and Sword and Shield are kind of busted. It doesn't work the way the Pokemon website says it does. So basically, wild hunting, if you're only in it for the shiny and not like the long grind like I do, it's basically a waste of time. So the fact that they didn't give us a daycare to hatch eggs, which is the primary shiny method, which is called Masuda method. I won't get into that, but they didn't give us any like a daycare there, so we can't hatch eggs in this new like great environment, which is I'm really disappointed in. But when it comes to like encounter hunting, it's beautiful. Like I'm actually picking up encounters. I'm actually doing these hunts, and I'm having a lot of fun. And I also stream it at twitch.tv/RaccaFlacca. Might be streaming later tonight.
You'll get your shout out at the end, bro. You got it. It's all good.
Actually, speaking of shinies, I kind of wish the overworld had shinies, considering that, seeing that, Pokemon following you, they can be shiny. Why don't the overworld Pokemon have shiny forms, That'd be so cool. If you're just like, oh my god, I see a shiny over there, and you just ran at it. I think that'd be so cool.
That's why I found my shiny in Let's Go.
A thing that I miss from Let's Go, where they had the sparkles around it. One thing I don't, with the weather effects in this game, which is one thing that Let's Go didn't have, it would be super easy to put all that time into fail a shiny, which is like, it's part of the game. Because like, I don't know if you guys know this, but every time you pass a Pokemon, like in the overworld, that Pokemon is already rolled to be shiny. So like, you may not encounter a shiny Pokemon, but there are odds. The odds show that you have encountered a shiny Pokemon, you just haven't ran into it. Which is kind of, I feel like that's the most frustrating.
Yeah.
But I definitely wish Overworld Shinies would come back. I think it's cool. But they would have to do something very big and grandiose to make it seeable in all these weather conditions. Because in like Sandstorm, it's almost impossible to see anything. And especially like in the grass during a thunderstorm is when Shinx appears in the Isle of Armor. It's super difficult to see Shinx in any facet because the screen's dark. He's very tiny. He doesn't even make it out of the grass. So like they would have to add some major sparkle effects for sure. And I don't know if that fits with the, aesthetic that the Isle of Armor is going for.
So I just... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, that's my roommate, not me.
Okay.
Sorry.
So I just wanted to butt in really quick and say, when I said 5 out of 10, that was purely the casual aspect. It's kind of like X and Y for me, where I will go back and say time and time again, X and Y is a garbage fucking game when it comes to just a normal playthrough.
Yeah.
It has
competitive though.
Competitive was amazing.
There's one thing X and Y doesn't get credit on, which it should get credit on. Rather, not because it's like great on its own, but rather because the future games got rid of it for some reason. Why did they get rid of the great online interface and just like destroy it?
Yeah, that's the one good
Well,
thing. Another good thing about it.
PSS.
PSS.
The fact that they had it, you didn't have to change it. That's
I
been
also
forever.
like X and Y better than Sun and Moon, mainly because there's good online, and the game wasn't like as handholdy as Sun and Moon. I hate how
it was better than Sun and Moon, better than Let's Go, and somehow better than Sword and Shield.
Sun and Moon had much better writing than X and Y, which I can appreciate, but it's like I can't really have fun with it if I'm being handheld the entire time. At least X and Y actually break it.
That's the funny thing. Ever since Sun and Moon came out, X and Y actually aged well because of it.
The problem is it shouldn't age well.
You know the funny thing about Sun and Moon? Literally, the thing that kills Sun and Moon is the inability to skip cutscenes. Because I love the story.
Yeah.
I think the story is amazing. But I've experienced it once, so I don't need to experience it again. I promise I'm good. But Alola is my favorite region right now, especially like I've done shiny hunting in there. The backgrounds are beautiful, the characters pop out, the Pokemon look okay for the 3DS. I mean, it's the 3DS, so I'm not really mad about it. But all the locales are so interesting. Like everything's separated very nicely. It's a beautiful game that is bogged down by the game not letting you explore it. They give you this great world to explore, and they don't let you explore it. And it's super frustrating.
I can't wait for the ROM hack that gives you a skip cutscene option. Because once that comes out, like, it'll be great. Because, like, almost everyone and their mother, man, I don't know who was on Twitter back in 2016, who was there. The only lightness that broke through the darkness of the 2016 election was that Pokemon Sun and Moon, everyone was saying it's the greatest Pokemon game of all time. For those of you that maybe weren't on social media or on the internet at that time, may think that sounds like fake news. They might say that there's no way that happened. But literally every single person that's ever played a Pokemon game and played Sun and Moon were constantly saying it is the best Pokemon game of all time. And I will admit, I was one of those people. Dylan, were you one?
I am definitely guilty because, like, let's get this straight, okay? My favorite story is Black and White, the original. Even though I feel like it's kind of overrated, I think it does have the most solid story. But at the time, like, with the way they integrated Ultra Beast, the way the story flowed, the way Lusamine as a character, like her heel turn, which was like sort of expected, we all expected it, but the way the plot moved and like flowed was very good. It's just too fucking long. Oh, sorry. It's just too damn long.
No. Cuss words are fine.
Okay, it hampers the replay value. Like, everybody loves a good story game. Like, look at The Last of Us. A story-driven game with good gameplay can work. But if you have too much of a story and you don't allow players to interact with the story as they see fit, you lose you could lose like a very good amount of your replay value because you decided to put the story over the gameplay in most scenarios.
That's a problem I have with Gen 6 and on, is I love replaying Pokemon games. That's one of the big pulls of Pokemon is the fact that it is a customizable RPG that has a competitive aspect. The multiplayer aspect and the ability to form your game the way you want is what makes it so great. And I've played Gen 3 and Gen 4 5 billion times. I've played Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire. My girlfriend thought I was lying yesterday when I said it. I've played it at least 40 times. Like, facts. I have played Gen 3 at least 40 times.
I've replayed Generation 5 so many times because as a kid, I'm like, oh my god, I hate the team I used to complete the game. Let me redo the entire game so I can have a better team.
Like, and that's one of the problems with Sun and Moon is it has no replay value, but it is one of the best games ever when it comes to initial playthrough. The first
Yeah.
playthrough, the experience, the first time you play it through, it was amazing. The game was so good. I feel like it's a polar opposite. Well, I'm not going to say polar opposite. It was very much opposite for XY for me, to where multiplayer was garbage. I felt competitive was very bogged down, especially singles. Singles felt like garbage. But the first playthrough was amazing. Where X and Y, I enjoyed it enough. It was okay. But the multiplayer and competitive was what kept me locked in that game, and the reason I have over 1,000 hours in Pokemon Y. Like, I don't know. Sun and Moon, it's one of those games I want to hold in high regard. But having played it through like 3 times now, I don't ever want to play through it again because I don't want to feel bogged down by the game.
Definitely. I understand that completely.
I can understand too.
So, just one
Right.
thing that was talked about in chat that I want to ask is I just want to ask, what are your guys' like 3, or I don't know if you guys want to do 3 or 5 favorite Pokemon rivals?
Oh,
Hmm.
I'm gonna
Should I
only
start,
count
or-
main games because if I didn't, it'd get way too crazy.
Yeah, main games.
Listen.
Main games.
But my favorite is definitely Silver. It's definitely my favorite.
All right.
Of them.
Yo, actually, Zerp, I've been meaning to ask you, how do you feel
I'm
about
not
the Silver remix from Masters?
It's good. I'm trying to think of like the other two. Like, I don't really like the other rivals that much. Like, to really like with them, I'd probably like Wally would be the next best, or like either Sharon or Bianca. And
Wally,
Maybe?
man. Keep going, keep going.
I see you're laughing about Wally. Nice. But yeah, that was free. Well,
Okay.
actually 4. But yeah.
I'm gonna go next because I just want to talk
Alright.
about Wally. Wally,
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm gonna talk about Ruby and Sapphire because Emerald, unfortunately, I think botches Wally just a little bit, and it's such a tiny detail, but I'll get into it. Wally, dude, when I first played that game at 5 years old, Wally, this kid I had to fucking help, and then I fought him. You only fight him. You help him catch his Pokemon.
Fight him once.
You fight him once. Well, you kick his ass in Mauville, and you're like, man, he's still garbage. He has a level 20 Ralts. Meanwhile, my Ralts was already a Curlia, and I was like, man, catch up. And then he just
And you literally
disappears.
broke him the
And,
entire
like,
game,
yeah.
They talk about how sickly he is, and how he can't be left alone, and how he has to go to his aunt and uncle's house just because the air is better. Like, he couldn't live in fucking Petalburg because
Yeah.
it just, like, literally the air was too much for him. Like, they build him up as this weak, sickly character. They build him up again by showing how weak he is, even after living with his aunt and uncle. And basically, his uncle's like, hey, thank you for showing him reality that he can't do anything and that he needs to, be a protected child. That's literally what the story does. It says, thank you for showing him that, like, he needs to give up on this dream. And then he just fucking disappears. I remember as a kid being like, oh no, where's Wally? That sweet kid. And here's where here's where it's good with Ruby and Sapphire, is you don't see him again until the end of Victory Road.
Yeah.
You can
That's
see
right.
the door on the right side of your screen, and fucking Victory Road, especially as a kid. When you get older, it's not as bad, but as a kid, Victory Road fucked me up, bro. All my Pokemon,
Yeah.
I was like, I know I'm gonna be able to heal, so I didn't heal my team. I was battered and beaten, and I was like, I'm finally here. And then this bitch Wally pops in, and I'm like, yo, dog, Wally though? He's back? What's my man been up to? And he's talked about how he's traveled the world and how he's like done all this shit and how like you made me want to become better. And this whole time I was just thinking, man, he's just like little brother, like can't do shit. And then my Pokemon are all weak as fuck. And the first time I fought Wally, I tried to heal my team fast enough, but couldn't. He wiped my ass out to the beginning of Victory Road. And I remember feeling devastated because it literally probably took me an hour and a half to get through Victory Road as a kid. And I had to do it all over again. Like, I know I don't have to fight the trainers, but still to find my way through that maze of a cave, like, it really just put Wally in a new light of, man, he tried so hard, and then he kicked my ass and made me feel shitty about having to do this 1 hour cave again. And the reason
Sure, it's one of the hard victory roads for sure. Oh, and fun fact about him, actually, if you look at the wait, what's that town that Wallace is in? I forgot.
He goes to I almost said Floroma. Wally.
Sucopolis?
said
Oh, yeah,
Wallace.
Sucopolis.
Wait, are you talking
Oh,
about
you're
Wally or
the
Wallace?
guy said-
Wallace.
Wallace. Okay.
So if you read the Satopolis, there's like a little sign next to the gym. If you read it, it says that Wally's already beaten the gym before you.
Oh,
So
really?
Yeah, it's so cool.
I didn't know that.
And if you go back to all the other ones, after you do that, like it should be like right when you can see the Sutopolis sign. If you go back to all the previous gyms, it says your name and then Wally underneath it.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that as a kid. I remember seeing my name on the first few, but I stopped checking them. That's cool.
I only remember the Sutopolis one because that's the only one I actually checked. I don't know why, but I did.
But so just because I talked about setting up Ruby and Sapphire versus Emerald, Emerald has you fight him right away when your team's already fully healed. And I think the battle is technically harder. I think his Pokemon are higher levels and whatnot. But it just sucks because you haven't even barely touched Victory Road. And then he shows up and you're like, oh, hey, it's Wally. My team's fully healed. Sure, it's a somewhat difficult battle. But it's like, all right, cool. I can go heal again because I'm literally at the entrance of the cave. And I feel like it took away a lot of the... It took away a lot of the hype, and it took away a lot of the emotion behind it. Because you literally just wipe him out again at the beginning of the cave. There's no stakes. Like, if you do lose, he's literally 2 seconds into the cave. And I feel like it gets rid of a lot of the depth and a lot of the emotion to Wally's character. Which, again, that might sound really fucking stupid. Yeah, it's a Pokemon game. But just the placement of Wally and Emerald, I feel like really ruins his character.
And then Oraz comes along, and, you know...
I don't remember what happened with Wally and Oras.
Same thing.
I think it's the same thing as Ruby and Sapphire, except he gets his own theme. He has a Gallade now with Mega Evolution. And then,
In Wally's after game team?
Like, insane. Yeah, I was about to say his after game team is like...
Oh my god.
Like, for example, he's got Gale Wing's Talonflame with Life Orb and Braver. It's like they knew what they were doing.
Also...
like an actual smoke on team.
If you look at his post-game team, none of his Pokemon are Gen 3, right? He has a Azumarill, he has Talonflame, Gallade.
That's like sort of Gen 3 is Roserade, but she's Gen 4
Roserade.
based off of
that's
Gen 3 like evolution. Yeah,
that's the same with Gallade. And it's kind of similar with Azumarill because Azumarill is Gen 3. But like all 6 of his Pokemon aren't even Gen 3 in ORAS. But yeah, Wally's my favorite. I just wanted to go on a long rant about Wally. I know I set up this question, but I pretty much set it up just to talk about how much I love Wally. My other two, probably Silver second, and then my third would probably be somewhere between Berry and Blue.
I gotta head after I do this because I've been here for too long and my parents need me for something.
We'll end it right after this question, I guess.
All right. My 3 favorite rivals: Wally, Hugh, and then Sharon. Now, Sharon wouldn't be up here, but you know he recently had a thing in Pokemon Masters where he there's this guy named Lear, and he basically has this mindset that Pokemon are tools and all that shit. And then Lear's just like, not Lear. Sharon's just like, hey, if you want to be king, you know, you got to actually, you know, shape the fuck up. You got to actually, you know, care about these people. And I wish I could show you guys the entire support conversation, but like, and yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's literally Fire Emblem. But yeah, no, like it was so amazing, and Sharon just grew so much for me, you know, after reading that conversation. So I think just after reading that, Sharon's just one of my favorites.
All right.
That's really cool that a side game. Like I love that whenever they go back and they add bits of character to previously defined characters
for
like
sure
within the universe. Like it definitely makes you go back and appreciate them more for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Did Zerko already? No. I was gonna go last.
I already went. Yeah, I was first actually.
Oh, okay. Because I have a hot take. So
Tierno, baby, dance on him.
I think Tierno is pretty cool. But
I love Tierno.
Let's talk about Hop. All right.
Hop is okay.
Let's talk about Hop. Because
I just hate that Hop came after Hugh. I mean, Hugh.
How?
Whoops, wrong person.
Well, let's see, because that plays into why I enjoy Hop's character, and I think the parts of Hop's character that I like can be found in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and what they did with How. See, one of the best things that, you know, me as somebody who has a problem, I don't want to say I have an inferiority complex, but I can't stand the thought that I'm not good at what I do. So if I love something and I put everything into it, I want to be the best at it. That's what I think a lot of people can, you know, relate to. A lot of people can feel that. We can see that in Hop, especially because whenever you first start your journey, he's like, "Yo, I want to like my dream is to be the best Pokemon trainer in the world. I want to be even better than his brother. And you know, he's kind of like you could say like all his in-game stuff. Like he's definitely the more annoying, happy, like go lucky type. But it
Wow,
all
you
comes
know
from a
type
place of confidence.
effectiveness.
And you see him, yeah, type effectiveness like that meme. But that's I think that just plays a part into his character because you can see that he loves what he does. He loves Pokemon. He loves training. He wants to be the best at it. So of course he's going to mention like stuff like Pokemon types, and he's going to show you that hey, you understand these concepts, but I understood them first. So like that's why I'm going to be the best. And the more you battle him, the less and less confidence he starts to have.
Yeah.
And most people see it as him crying, but I see it as him learning. So like he loses, of course you're going to feel bad about losing, and he starts doubting himself, and he goes off and he just starts training. And then at the end, like you see him, every time you beat him, he loses that confidence more and more, and you're basically just crushing his dreams. And that's what's the hardest part for me, because I feel like we've all been at a place where, you know, you don't feel like the thing you want the most is always possible, because no matter what, there's always going to be somebody who's as good or better than you. But then Hop takes like an entire like left turn after you do all the stuff with Eternatus, and he sees you in action, and he's like, you know what? I'm done having this inferiority complex. I love what I do, and I'm going to be the best. I'm going to be the best, and I'm going to do it despite how much better I know you are. So seeing a character like in media who he's not the best yet, but he wants to be, and he's willing to put in the work, even though he knows currently he needs a lot of work done. That's definitely something I respect, and it's what makes him relatable. And I think he's the most relatable rival like in all of Pokemon right now.
And
it started out with Hal, but Hal didn't get the appreciation in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Because they did it, they were like, I guess Hal's too happy. Let's just make him a sad guy. Like that's what happened.
Champion straight up, yeah.
Yeah. It didn't feel as much like I like the bit that they added with his Incineroar, like talking to his partner Pokemon, and how his Incineroar started doubting him because he didn't believe in himself. I thought that was pretty cool. But I don't. That's not. Hal's not even in my top 5. But it's like Hop, then Blue, and then probably Silver and Wally. I enjoy that. But yeah, Hop's by far the leading candidate for me.
I gotta say, one thing I really liked about Hop is the whole thing with Hop and Bede. That whole interaction between their characters, like, I don't know, one thing that it made me realize is there isn't much interaction between side characters in Pokemon games. Like, it just doesn't happen. Everything is through your eyes, and all character interactions are only character actions with you, or character interactions involving you with them, all 3 of you. Where, dude, Bede just beat the fuck out of Hop, said, Hop, you're fucking garbage, you suck, beat the shit out of him, and literally they just let Hop rock with it. He's like, damn, I feel fucking demoralized. And I like that they didn't try to spin it in a different way, that it wasn't like, haha, he was mean, but I'm okay. Like, I don't know.
No, it's okay to be upset as long as you grow from it. That's what I like about Sword and Shield's story, like especially Hop's storyline. Like I feel like all the bullshit Zamazenta, Zacian, Eternatus stuff and Evil Rose that was shoehorned in there, there's definitely like a character-driven story somewhere in there, and that's what I think really carries Sword and Shield for me in the long run.
I agree.
That and the fucking music, everything's a banger. Straight up, I don't think there's a bad track in there.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, go ahead.
One of the tracks feels extremely unfitting to me, even though it's a really good track and probably my favorite of the whole soundtrack. It just does not fit the scene. When you fight Rose, they have a whole dramatic choir, yet even though he looks super nervous and doesn't even want to fight you.
Yeah, it doesn't fit, but it's still a good song.
It definitely screams rushed game development to me, but you know, it's just like there's no way that was intended for that, but whatever.
All right, so let's wrap this shit up. Reminder, Marnie kind of sucks. But anyways, so let's go. Thanks. Just want to thank y'all for coming to the first live episode for those of you in Twitch chat. Hopefully we'll have another episode soon, probably more focused on banter, maybe talking about our actual impressions of Min Min once she's out in the ARMS stage and stuff. We didn't really talk about the ARMS stage or music, but we haven't heard even the music yet, so...
Yeah, let's make sure we do
the 2 remix tracks.
Since we kind of ditched it this time.
But yeah, we gotta wrap this up. So let's go in Discord order. Shout out your stuff that you want to shout out and say any last remarks. Cyanize.
Hi, I'm Cyanize, funny YouTuber guy. Yeah, it was a pleasure being on here. I'll link my YouTube in the Twitch chat if anyone's curious. But yeah, I should be uploading a video regarding Min Min when she comes out, so expect that soon. I just do a lot of funny moments and stuff, and that's really about it. I also got a Twitter and Discord that you can check out if you want. You can find those pretty easily, just Cyanize or Cyanize YT. And yeah, that's all from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast, and thank you all so much for coming. It was so fun.
All right, RaccaFlacca.
All right. Well, yeah, thanks for having me on, Zach. It's really good to always come out and talk with people who love the same things as me, who share same common interests. I'm
Echo
always
chamber, echo chamber.
Echo chamber, echo chamber. But, yeah, I'll shout out my Twitch stream. I recently started streaming on here. I do a bunch of shiny hunting, just talking about life and stuff. Not really for the gameplay, but just I like to hang out with people. I like to talk. So if you're ever feeling bored, feel free to come by and stop by. I'll probably be on later tonight doing some Sand Isle hunts in the Isle of Armor. Yeah, so follow me on at twitch.tv/RaccaFlacca and on Twitter at RaccaFlacca. So thank you guys so much.
All right, Zerosoul.
Well, again, thank you for letting me come here. That's always nice. I do enjoy being a part of this. And the only thing I'm really going to shout out is I don't really use social media much. I do write for Smashboards a lot, and I do a lot of editing for it. But I mainly appreciate it that people just looked at like articles more, like not necessarily by me, but just by like everybody on the writing team, because they really put a lot of work in. I just wanted to go more appreciated,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. You all have a great day.
All right.
Yeah, you
well,
all.
thanks y'all for coming out. If y'all want to be on a future episode of the podcast, and you're not in the Bandana Brigade Discord, go to bandanad.com, my guys. This episode was in solemn remembrance of the Tier 3 Nitro Boost upgrade and the custom link that we no longer have, as I have brutally murdered it. Yeah, remember to wear a mask, do that shit. Oh yeah, what I was gonna say, go to the podcast feedback channel on the Discord. Let me know what your thoughts were on the episode. Also, in the pinned messages, you can submit questions for future episodes. For those that aren't live, we usually use that for viewer questions. Also, you can apply to be on a podcast, or if you have an idea for a podcast that you'd like to be on, just hit me up in my DMs. And hopefully we can do another one soon, and it won't be another month-and-a-half break like it's been for some of them. But thanks y'all for coming out. I hope you all have a great day. Stay the fuck inside. Black Lives Matter. All that shit.
Oh, Black Lives Matter. Hashtag trans rights.
Yes, Black Lives Matter.
Trans
Black
rights.
Lives Matter.
Man, you say trans rights and now I have to say it. Good stuff. All right. Thank you all for coming. I'll see you next time, and waddle on.